reverse mullet.
He's a crazy man. Have to represent that.
Sipping away.
I
He's playing Undying off
also
lane.
rocking the crazy hair. At least he is, you know, part of his hair looking normal. I look completely messed up, dude.
Well, here we go. Game 1, best of 3. We're still in the upper bracket. Day 2 of the closed qualifiers for the international as we head through Europe. Already been a ton of action, a ton of 2-0s. We'll see if that still continues, waiting for the first 2-1 series of the quals. Maybe this one will be it. But it's kind of scary, you know, looking at all these Grandmaster heroes. There's a lot of Siggies.
Who's that handsome?
Yeah, seriously, Dire have some stacked picks. I mean, also, can we just flame Stoikov a little bit here? Like, you're so close to a team of Grandmasters.
Yeah.
But he's a master tier. What? Do you even play Ember? What is
What's
this?
the point in paying for Dota Plus if you're not a Grandmaster?
He's bringing down the average, dude. They could have had a full Grandmaster team. This is probably the highest, by the way, I've ever seen in a pro game where 5 players are all master tier or higher.
Yeah.
4 of them Grandmaster. They're definitely in their comfort zone.
The closest I feel like we get is when Falcons have the most players with like the most Grandmaster heroes.
Yeah, but it's always 3.
It's always 3,
always
yeah.
like 3 Grandmasters, and it's always the 3 core players. And then the supports are showing the flexibility.
Yeah. Or Skitter is there with, like, you know, bronze Naga Siren or something. Like, okay, here we go. Anyway.
True.
We'll find out if these Grandmaster heroes can do it against Virtus.pro. It is another underdog situation. A higher seed VP against the lower seed open qualifier team of ICXL. Nature's Prophet Enchantress going for some thematic, foresty, druidy stuff in that top lane to try and deal with this Kotl Undying, which I didn't think about being a combo, but Chakra Magic Decay spam is pretty nasty.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a good lane combo. And on top of that, you have Blinding Light, which Hellscream skills up early here, which can sometimes pull people closer to Undying. One of the big weaknesses of Undying is that in level, or pre-level 6, he doesn't really have a way to catch people or lock onto people. So being able to push them closer to him can be very useful.
A cool bit of protection against Tombstone dying as well. Just blind him up.
Exactly. Should be nice.
Abed giving it to Stoikov in that mid lane. Of course, the Storm Spirit of Abed, renowned across the globe. 6-1 against the 5-1, but getting a lot more harassment in onto the Ember Spirit early on. And then in that bottom lane, Fernandes and Lays. Now the Hoodwink and Timbersaw playing into the Drow Ranger Winter Wyvern of Tomado and Fly. Now Abed has a creep wave on the tower here, and he's still just clicking Stoikov. But gathering these last hits is not easy.
He's doing a great job so far, putting a lot of pressure, but also getting good farm for himself. Abed playing cleanly. Yeah, this bottom lane, I was not sure that, you know, this Timber was the pick. We'll see how well it works for Lace, but so far it's looking painful, man. He got, you know, a few last hits, but still he loses a lot of HP for just coming close.
What's happening top lane? 4-2-3 is being dived. Sableye with the help of the Blood Grenade just punching into this Nature's Prophet, trying to cut through the trees and catch up. The final touch is there as he bing-bongs him down.
Bing-bong. The man himself. And yeah, that's a fantastic kill for them. And with the Chakra spam from Keeper of Light, they'll keep the Undying pretty happy as well. Keep the mana pool high. One of the big weaknesses of Undying is that once you spam all your decays, you kind of run out of mana, run out of gas. Not going to happen on this thing.
That's the scariest thing, right? Fill him up with the chakra. He didn't lose any health diving that tower and getting the kill either. So all he needed was mana to be refilled.
Yeah, it's basically free. And yeah, we saw exactly what we were talking about. The Blinding Light being used to keep him close to Undying, so Undying can just keep right-clicking away. They're also abusing the Null Talisman every time they chakra. So he's dropping Null Talisman, getting chakra, and then picking it up again. Or backpacking it, rather.
Nice. They finally have this level 2 enchant with the Nature's Prophet Treants. They send the Wild Wing onto Saberlight to get some harassment damage going. Finally able to utilize the 2 nature-focused heroes in that top lane to recover things after that first blood.
Yeah, the creep is going to be very useful, just running in with the Wild Wing, dealing some damage to Undying. He's spamming Decay a lot, but he's also taking some serious damage himself.
Just across the board, VP getting the upper hand and last hits across all 3 of their cores. Sitting in a little bit ahead. Saberlight, Tombstone down, Blinding Light used. Undying is pretty low, but he stayed alive with another two-man decay. But they're able to deal with the threat this time.
Yeah, the Enchantress coming in with the Nature's Attendants as well, being able to stay healthy enough. But he is relentless. The Ceaseless Dirge is truly going at it with the decay.
I mean, that's 12 strength down, 16 strength down, 423 has 100 health. That's really scary. If he gets punched,
he's one away from dying almost.
Yeah. And one more decay and then one punch, and he's just going to die.
Has to be careful about a blinding light into a blood grenade, but at least Se is doing a good job pushing back the Caudal. Enchantress also has a very nice creep. The Harpy Stormcrafter is chasing.
Spammy, spammy. Lightning zappy. And now with a Tornado, bringing the nature effect to the top lane. Storm, wind, earth, fire. Everything you can to deal with this nasty, undying, undead zombie.
Yeah, they're heeding her call. And mid lane, 29 for 7 versus 22 and 4. So Storm is still eking out a bit of an advantage, but it's hard to take your eyes off top lane. Look at now Winter Wyvern coming around as well. Sweeping for a potential goal on the Nature's Prophet.
Saberlight so desperately wants the Tombstone and Decay.
Is he dying to these?
He's been
6 HP.
zoned out and nearly dies to Treant. He's going to wander off. Nothing's going to be able to catch up to him, though.
A few hits from those Treants and he actually just died. The bonus damage is serious on it.
Be careful,
You have to watch out. He used to be able to tank. He has 5 HP.
There's a Wild Wing coming as well. He's getting big bombed.
All
right, time to go Fountain, huh?
Used to be able... The bonus damage on the Treants is actually insane. It doesn't sound that strong when you read it, like, oh, 25 and plus 10 on the Treants, okay, whatever. But when you keep in mind the blocking of damage, right? The innate blocking of damage that melee heroes have, if you keep that in mind, then this is a lot more effective damage going through than it was before. So it's almost like doubling or even more increasing the damage of the Treants effectively.
So nice. Saberlight low, but can continue laning as we finally get a shift of attention towards the mid lane as the 6-minute rune's about to spawn. Ember with a Remnant has that safety net to gather up the Arcane Rune as both Hellscream and Arbed were lurking. But it was ICXL that brought the numbers. Both supports move out of their side lanes to help Stoikov in the mid. Try and recuperate against the Storm, who has been leading out. Now top lane,
Blood
second move by the Winter Wyvern. Blood Grenade with the Arctic Burn. Oh, he's back in Fountain. The TP home because they've got no stuns. It succeeds, and now Stoikov, SE, they're backing onto Hellscream. Keeper of the Light getting clicked down by the Enchantress, but the Fairy Fire keeps him alive. Bailey scraping away with his safety, and the Undying Winter Wyvern both going to slip away as well.
Yeah, Ember has a Remnant back on mid, so he's going to hop over there. Couldn't quite catch. Maybe he could have committed with using Bottle, using one more Remnant and jumping forward, but then he can't get back to mid, so it was not worth it in his eyes. And probably the right call.
The fact that Nature's Prophet escaped there, it felt like someone had died, but no one did.
Oh, said this is awkward. He's going for the Steal and Wisdom, but he had a creep following him the entire way, so they saw him go for this, and they bring the numbers.
Yeah, they'll secure it. Enchantress going to live, though. Doesn't have to sacrifice herself for the attempt.
That's pretty good, actually. Storm used the TP, you know, even though you didn't get to steal, this forced the hand of VP.
While this is all going on, though, Drow Ranger, 3,400 net worth, top of the pops, Tomato having a pretty free game. Timbersaw has been able to recover a fair amount, though, with all the movement, the Winter Wyvern going through the gates, the focus on that smitten top lane, Blaze about 3,000 net worth. Having such a tough
they're
time anymore.
giving up the tower right now, potentially, as they're leaving the area. Enchantress and Timber starting to pressure into it, and Drow just hopping into jungle to farm.
Winter Wyvern's not really going to offer you too much. Drow Ranger doesn't want to sit there on the tower.
Yeah,
seems like a
trying
wise
to
move.
work his way around on fly.
I just wondered, like, could you swap lanes here? Like, could you send Drow top and Undying bottom?
Nah, it's not a fantastic time for Undying going against the Timbersaw. The Whirling Death does so much damage to you. And they're just going to have Winter Wyvern try and leech experience, but he may just fall here.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty inevitable
No
death.
love. No love lost as they bring him down quickly, and meanwhile, not too much tower pressure going on anywhere else. This is essentially turning into a free tower.
Looks like it, yeah, no contest. VP are going to try and smoke and play up to top and maybe get a tower of their own. Look for a kill on the Nature's Prophet, who has evacuated that top lane entirely. He's been scouting with Treant, so he's seen the Undying, but might not know that Storm and Kotl are right nearby. Or they guess incorrectly. They go north instead of east, and the Nature's Prophet very happy with the situation.
Yeah, unfortunate timing to walk by there. A little bit sloppy, you could say. They were in smoke and walked into what was the creeps walking by there. But of course, it would have been fine had the hero not been there. Now Nature's Prophet saw them due to the range creep. And at least they're gonna go and pressure a tower of their own, trying to equalize the tower state again.
Just a lot of space for IC. Stoikov gets himself some free time in that mid lane. The Enchantress and the Hoodwink have swept through that southern jungle, so pressing Drow Ranger out of her natural farming habitat to try and defend bottom tier 2. They also don't defend the top tower, so they'll leave that be while they dive the mid lane looking to fly. Might have bitten off a little bit more than they can chew, though. The Storm Spirit zips over the bushwhack. No more stuns remaining means Fernand. Open season for the Hoodwink as Abed gonna kill her off.
Very nice. Pretty deep dive there, so easy to TP and react. Meanwhile, the Enchantress barely dies.
And Storm Spirit keeps on going with the Chakra Magic, but unable to get the shield rune. Stoikov just clicks faster.
Rune advantage, and pretty good rune to have as well. The shield rune on the Ember Spirit with Urn already maxed out Flame Guard. So pretty aggressive.
To be perfectly honest, I thought VP would start to run away with this. The way the draft went, the early game, the kill on Nature's Prophet. But IC have settled into a pretty nice rhythm here. Timbersaw, I think in particular, Timbersaw has been able to find a nice spot just to sit and farm. He's had this laning stage go his way, and he's second place in net worth.
And he has his power spike. Got the Kaya, so now pretty good damage coming out from him. He has enough mana to keep spell farming very, very rapidly. And he has a lot of space. The tower is gone down bottom, so nobody's gonna gank a Timbersaw down here. It's simply too far away. So yeah, they're looking pretty good to keep scaling. They're a little bit behind the net worth overall across the course. Of course, they have a bit of a lead on the supports, though, as Hoodwink is leading the way on 2k.
It's been a little bit since I've seen this Greaves build on Storm Spirit. It's been much more about the Witchblade, Kaya Sand, maybe an Orchid splashed in here, but Greaves was a very popular build for a while and just went out of favor.
It did. I mean, Greaves got experimented with a lot. Ooh, Ember?
Fly being burnt alive by Stoikov. Wrath of Nature helping out.
Quick kill there. They saw the Storm moving over as well, but of course with very few disables, they're not gonna go and kill him.
It's a very low stun game overall. Like, catching people is so hard.
I think the Greaves build, importantly, speaks to how they want to play this game. They have Undying, they have Kotl, they have Storm. They want to play this timing where they go together and just do a lot of things with infinite sustainability. And this will make them stronger for 5-manning if he goes Greaves as opposed to some other build.
It's also identifying this low stun nature, right? Where there aren't any disables. He doesn't need BKB. He doesn't need any other tool to survive. All he needs is a way to break out of Searing Chains. And that's what Greaves gives you. Just like, okay, well, the one stun you have undone by the one item I have.
Yeah, I think for now that's true at least. Later on we could totally see him go back for a BKB just because of the damage from Hoodwink and Timber. Even Searing Chains could be bothersome. But yeah, it makes a lot of sense to open up with just something that speeds up the game overall for your team. So he has the mech coming out already. This puts them on a really, really strong timer. I'm looking towards VP to make something happen, either opening the mid tower or just going and challenging this sort of infestation that's come in by Icy.
I'm trying to deal with this Enchantress who just keeps sending Crocus to the mid tower. Storm Spirit with the Undying, they're on the Ember. Stoikov, he's got a safety remnant somewhere, so he can zip away. That's what he's going to opt to do, but he's being covered by Sableye, who stands on that safety remnant, clears him out.
I'm surprised he didn't jump earlier. I felt like he spent too much time just standing around. If he jumped faster and then send a second remnant, jump to safety, I thought he could get out, but...
Yeah, I don't know.
A little bit, he had a regenerate, so he was trying to push his limits there with regenerating through the harassment, but not really respecting the Undying Now with the Blink Dagger, jumps onto the Hoodwink.
Saberlight the limit breaker. Make sure stop in tracks. Hank's dying, 1500 HP. Tombstone placed, trying to top himself up, but can't get the soul rip off. That sharpshooter kills him before he has the chance.
Limit breaker breaks his own limit, and Hellscream getting run down. Searing Chains available soon.
He's gonna get caught up by Stoikov. The heals, not enough. Maybe with a turn on this Ember Spirit. He doesn't have any more remnants. Yeah, they've got plenty. Stoikov.
Very good kill as he just respawned as well. Pretty painful to die that quickly in succession.
He does get 3 urn charges, which is soon going to be Spirit Vessel charges. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, twice in quick succession, dying like that as Ember really hurts.
Yeah. Nice move by Timato, though, joining his team for that one, making sure to have some impact as Drow. Obviously, she wants to farm, but you can't just be sleeping and let the opponents run away with it. You're playing against a Nature's Prophet, so if you don't do anything as a carry, you're most likely going to have your team get overrun.
Tomato might be getting overrun himself. Oh, he's able to break free with the help of the mech of Abed, the full Greaves, in fact, there to keep Tomato healthy. Hoodwink and Timbersaw unable to kill the Drow as just a duo. I'm paying for it.
Nice mech Storm is trying to save everybody. They coddle the Drow. He's here to heal. Got the Guardian Greaves, as you mentioned. But
VP's time
we're
to
seeing
go.
what I called for, though. They are grouping up and they're making stuff happen on side of VP, recognizing that they're very strong with the item timing. Sure, the net worth overall lead is actually in favor of Icy Circle, or Icy here, but VP are stronger.
4-2-3. He's TP'd in here to try and deal with Saberlight. They zip in, Soul Rip back up. Saberlight's okay. 4-2-3 getting blasted by the Illuminate. And he's pretty tanky, though, just to stand his ground with his Mjolnir strength treads. 400 health remaining. They don't get the kill on him, and now Abed's the one without any resources left.
Yeah, good chase, good catch there coming in. And of course, with the Spirit Vessel as well, the heals are not quite as effective anymore.
It's just crazy how... So that starts with VP having vision of Nature's Prophet and rushing towards him. But Dire had vision of them rushing towards him, so he TP'd into the middle of them, and the rest of his team were prepared.
I mean, I think Saberlight got a little bit over-ambitious there. He was very alone, surrounded by everybody.
Fernandes. There's Hoodwink. He tried to start on the Drow Ranger thinking, hey, I've got Enchantress. I could have a Nature's Prophet TP in, but no, it's not to be. Tomato has tons of backup from his 2 supports. Yeah, 500 health on Nature's Prophet was never TPing in to help there.
Storm gonna shove out bottom lane. Should theoretically be able to push lanes quite easily without, you know, any risk of dying, but there's a lot of HP to just a Timbersaw jump.
You're poking at Lays here with Gaia Sanj, Ogre Axe. Tanky boy seems untouchable right now.
Very tanky. He also got the Greedy enchantment, very nice on Timbersaw. One of those core heroes who can easily go for that.
Definitely one of the...
Hellscream is starting to be sneaky, but gotta get punished.
No chance. Definitely one of the downsides you mentioned about this Undying, not having a stun, not having a big team fight ability or a ravage or a tower pushing ability to go and force the issue. Right? You win lane, then you're very reliant on your teammates to pick up the slack and go play forward. So we're kind of waiting for Tomato's Drow to be ready to go, as VP have kind of petered out a little bit as we head towards mid-game. Definitely seeing this Dire side hit their stride a little bit better.
Dire hitting the stride, except for Ember. Ember is still only Spirit Vessel. We're 18 minutes in. He's nowhere close to this Mage Slayer that he's working on. It's gonna take a while to get this completed, and that could be problematic for them. If Ember is not having the best game, he's the one that they want to play around a lot.
The Hatred bottom. It's gonna get grabbed by Abed. Icy can't contest it. I don't know,
There's
man.
going to have to be a lot of emphasis on dealing with 4-2-3 on his Nature's Prophet, though, because right now Mjolnir and Dragonlance, the Nature's Prophet is getting some serious farm going. His DPS will be really good for next fight.
You're looking at Nature's Prophet. I'm looking at Timbersaw. I think both of these heroes have accelerated very quickly into the mid game and start to feel untouchable. Nature's Prophet is tucked in the jungle, so you have to go like hunting deep for him. And Timbersaw is dangling on the lanes, very tanky, so you have to commit heavily for him. A lot has to go right to get these kills, so VP are just trying to ignore it and play elsewhere on the map to get Drow Ranger as large as possible.
It's fun to watch these games where you have a ton of people who are just experts at their heroes. Obviously, we have 5 Grandmasters in this game, 3 Master tier players as well, just the Dota Plus levels. So everyone being so comfortable with their hero, we can really see that coming out in how the game plays.
That makes this next round of items that much more exciting. Very tight game, very skilled
Vessel.
players. The Vessel and the Bushwhack onto Saberlight. He put his tombstone down.
He
tries to heal up with the Cold Embrace, but the Wrath of Nature enough to zap him. Flying Albed can't even get an answer.
I mean, that Spear Vessel absolutely destroyed them there. Even the heal coming out from the Winter Wyvern towards the end didn't do that much. And it is a very good solution to Undying. Just prevent his healing. He will need to get his way towards a BKB, but since he's working on Aghanim Scepter first, it's not going to be anytime soon.
It's actually IC that come out with a 2k lead now. Able to make a little bit better use of the map. Get a kill, press forward. Yet to take this mid-tier 1 tower. Obviously is a sticking point for them to be able to play the rest of the map. And so VP are just sending hero after hero to defend the lane, push the wave.
Drow Ranger is working on the Mantis Tower, getting closer. Tormentor is up right now, so control of the bottom area would be valuable. That might be why we see Icy smoking up and moving down towards bottom. We're playing around Ember for now, at least.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Is this the kind of game where Drow Ranger can 1v5?
She could if the game goes late enough, yeah.
I'll scream. Getting 5v1. Poor guy.
And when you're just a little support with brown boots and a quelling blade, that's not a great time.
Nope.
So with him dead, the bottom tower is pretty exposed. They can siege up on it. And at least, yeah, maybe actually take the tower as the glyph is already forced out.
VP thinking about going to steal Roshan as they lose mid-tier 1, then bottom tier 2. Try and get an objective for themselves. They've got Raging
Scouted
Vision.
though. Enchantress sent in the creep so they know about it. And I don't think they want to give it for free. Timbersaw making his way.
There's vision up on that high ground. The VP can see the entry point. But Timbersaw, yeah, just going to waddle straight towards them. Winter's Curse used. They've got multi-shot silence combo onto Stoikov to kill the Ember before he had a chance to respond. Now Lay's half HP trying to Timber Chain away. Oh, he's in trouble. Aghanim Scepter already spent. The damage from Arbed and Hellscream, that's enough to vortex him back into Tomato's right clicks. Well, they walked into contest and they hit a brick wall.
Am I missing something? What happened to his Aghanims? Did he insta-click it? Like, it disappeared when he got Winter's Curse. But Winter's Curse doesn't dispel, does it?
I don't know.
That was so weird. Like, if we can see a replay of that starter fight, I would really love it. The Timbersaw walked in with the Aghanim Scepter with the idea of being unkillable and to make some aggressive space creating play, but it got immediately blown up, and I don't know if he fat-fingered his reactive armor or if it was a dispel that I didn't see. Like, look at this. He has it, and it's gone. What?
It immediately blows up, you're right.
Was Winter Curse the one? I'll have to try that later on. After the game, I'll check. It looked very strange to me. Maybe he fat fingered it at the exact same timing, but it really looked like Winter's Curse removes the reactive armor, which or like the reactive armor Aghanims.
That's
Anyway, very good stuff coming out for side of VP as they get themselves the Aegis now in the hands of Drow. Take the Tormentor. Super comfortable spot for them to start making plays towards those tier 2 towers.
a
I'm not saying they
resounding
would
victory
have
for
won the
them.
fight if it wasn't for that, but you know, things would have looked different at least. Oh wow. So sad. The ward just barely had vision in there. He pings that there's vision on the Lotus.
That lane ward, yeah, you're right. Miles away, but just caught a glimpse of him. Arbed and Saberlight, they're over towards this Enchantress. Snipe her courier, but it's going to take a little while to kill off the hero. This heal, very irritating when you've got a bunch of right clickers
She's
trying
tanky,
to
man.
deal with this god
What is this?
damn Bambi. Just die.
Come on, Bambi, croak already.
And then what? You spent 20 seconds killing Enchantress. Your Drow Ranger has lost Aegis, surrounded by 3 heroes. Tomato's on the run
Oh,
with
he
a
doesn't have
pike back to
TP.
high ground, trying to gate. There's no stuns coming, but there's damage from Lays to blow him up.
Yeah, this time the Aghanim's doing what it should with a big kaboom onto the Drow. That's definitely not worth. You get an Enchantress after lots of effort, and meanwhile lose your Aegis carry. Costly for VP as their mouths get a bit bigger, you know, than what their stomach can handle. They split up too much on the map.
It's really awkward from Tomato to be down there as well.
I think it was fine for him to be there. It's just his entire team left him. I think he wanted to push to tier 1 and go tier 2 and take over control of the enemy triangle. I think he had a great idea, but then everybody got distracted by the invasion on their own triangle.
Classic Enchantress things.
Ultimately, I mean, that was them losing track of what they want to achieve with the Aegis, I think. So
Well, that's
mid.
some concentration. Lays.
Again,
Winter's
it
Curse. Winter's Curse.
Winter's Curse removes Aghanim.
Just gets rid of your Aghanim's buff. Apparently so. And that allows Abed to keep zipping over. Kill off Lays. Timbersaw dead. 4,200 net worth. Freaking useless. Garbage item. What a crock of shit. Winter's Curse just cancels it out. It can't be real. Saberlight's still dying in the backlines though, as Stoikov does find the pickup on the Undying. Ember Spirit going to TP home now as the Storm doesn't quite zip onto him.
A fantastic fight for them to get back in control here after losing their Aegis, but this really has me wondering, is it a Dispel on the Winter's Curse that just isn't listed, or is it randomly just an interaction specifically with this, that it cancels reactive armor for whatever other reason? Because normally a Dispel will remove the reactive armor. That's why I'm talking so much about Dispel, but I've never noticed Winter's Curse dispelling my opponents before, so I'll have to double check that mechanic. Maybe some Winter spammers in the chat can enlighten the rest of us on this, if it's just a Timber counter specifically. Either way, it works. that much is confirmed. You see Timber pressing Aghanims, you press Winter's Curse on him. It's gone. I had no clue. I've never seen this used in this way.
No, me neither. I'm trying to think now. What was the pick? The pick order was Winter Wyvern ultimate last pick, right? Maybe they knew.
It was the final pick.
It was the final picks. Maybe they're like, oh, he's going to buy Aghanim Scepter. We've got Winter's Curse to deal with it.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them to have the knowledge about this specific thing, because they've also intentionally pressed their ulti twice onto that
Exactly,
Aghanims.
yeah.
And the first one didn't even really make sense, right? It wasn't a good ulti if it wasn't for the fact that it removed the Aghanims. So yeah, I think Fly 100% knew about this going into this game.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm learning stuff, you know. It's great when Dota can be an educational experience for all of us. Doesn't matter how many hours you play this game, you'll still find new random interactions.
I wouldn't dare have 20k hours in a game and not understand every interaction.
Bro, I'm like more than double that, and I'm still learning, so it's crazy. Ench, probably a hard kill for the Drow. Doesn't want to commit under a tier 2 tower. Gonna back away instead.
Where are we even with this game? No net worth lead really to speak of. 12 to 12. It's dead even again.
It's dead even, but I would say you want to look more towards the individual power spikes. So Nature's Prophet is a monster right now. He's turning into this freak of nature he can become. Drow is getting good farm, but she's not really at that be-all, end-all level yet. And I think Nature's Prophet might hit it before her. If he gets to the full Parasma along with the Revenant, Brooch, and the Mjolnir, there'll be some serious magic damage coming out from this Nature's Prophet. Which is a nice build against Drow as well. She has so high armor.
Storm zips away from the aggression. Hellscream. He's going to get bushwhacked and caught. They're trying to break him out of the trees. The sharpshooter comes in from long distance. Smoke movement works out for IC.
At least Abed had the, you know, the forethought to try and save his support there. But supports do what they do, man. They always want to die.
Chasing Drow Ranger now. Stoikov with his BKB feeling pretty bold. to dive under tower. Spirit Vessel after Manta was used. Tomato trying to get
Again.
out. Wriggling free with the Hurricane Pike and the movement back, but still going to die. Winter's Curse did get expended, but now the run over steamroller. Dire squad just walk through, kill off 4 in a row, and Sablelight's going to be the 5th. Down you go. Not a
There was a
single
really clutch.
spot of blood spilt by them either.
Yeah, it was a really clutch BKB reaction by 423 there on Nature's Prophet. If that Winter's Curse targeted the Nature's Prophet to start hitting the Timber, he wouldn't be able to run down and get the kill that he did, just chasing in. So, good reflexes here. Very nice execution over on the side of Icy. And so far, these qualifier teams, man, they're looking very strong. Going into every series, the invited teams have been, you know, challenged in these games.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I'm just looking up on the wiki. It looks like Winter's Curse is listed as a basic dispel, yeah.
It is. Huh. I guess I just never really played much Wind Wyvern and never knew. I never heard anyone talk about it as well, so it's an interesting one.
Yeah, actually, like, when would you ever think about it? Like Ursa overpower?
Oh yeah, actually it does. Yeah, it actually is literally the 3rd word in the tooltip. Look at that. I'm just fucking stupid. It says dispels.
Well, it spells dispels
freezes.
incorrectly. There's 2 L's in there.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a spell. Spell has 2 L's. It dispels. It dispels.
It would be good if we could read Waga.
Yeah, well,
You know.
well. Also, you know, tooltips lie so often that I never trust them anyway. But yes, being literate would be a benefit.
Awesome, right? Well, yeah, Winter's Curse, it just dispels. Stoikov, silence with the Orchid, but walked it off. Pops himself away from VP, who are now down 11k. Still trying to unlock the power of this Drow Ranger. Tomato has been shifted down to 3rd place in the net worth. Now basically trying to catch up to this Nature's Prophet, who's running the map. Playing down bottom, TPing aggressively, shoving waves. And Sablelight's being eyed up in that mid lane by Stoikov.
And we're also hitting that 30-minute mark where Undying starts feeling more like a question mark. Look at him, BKBs, but it's going to be a BKB and then kind of slick away, you know, just... It's feeling very underwhelming compared to what the Timbersaw is bringing. Even with the Aghanim's counter, the Timbersaw is still so strong at this stage of the game.
And the big man returns to his pit. Roshan has returned.
So, if we're looking at it from VP's perspective, at this point, you need to find some outs because you're pretty far behind. And I'm looking at 2 things. First of all, the Winter's Curse cannot be used only to dispel the Aghanims. It has to be a Winter's Curse that does some damage now.
But it can.
You need to get some... Yeah, it can dispel. We've learned that. However, he needs to deal some damage with this curse. It needs to catch multiple heroes. And on top of that, I think they might need to get towards this Aghanims on Storm. He's already queuing it up. 2,000 gold to go. This could be the type of thing that can turn the fight around.
That's what we've been waiting for, right? We saw the draft with no stuns for either team, so we've had 32 minutes waiting for the players to buy stuns, itemize into these disable items.
I mean, once he gets that Aghanim Scepter, it's basically a black hole on a 14-second cooldown, Gareth. It's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Oh, dire scan onto Saberlight. And you see him.
Rinse across.
Jumps over the hoodwink, but is met very swiftly by Nature's Prophet. Blaze is here to cut down the Undying easily.
He wishes he had his BKB ready, but it was on 8 seconds cooldown or something like that, so no BKB TP out for him. Just unable to leave that fight. It does get time for the Storm to farm though, as they go on him, but yeah, Storm will basically finish an Aegis while, or Aghanims while they claim an Aegis on the side of Icy. Who even takes the Aegis? Is it Nature's Prophet for the High Ground Siege?
Brother,
I guess it should be.
I am still distracted by the fact that Winter Wyvern has Dispel in the first sentence as the third word. And Dispel is misspelled. I can't.
Literally one of the first words. I can't believe it.
It's so funny.
That's why I didn't see it. You know, if it was with 1L, I would have known it.
For sure.
I just, you know, I don't know what a die spell is.
Well, I thought this was like, you know, Winter Wyvern, this spell, you know, to dispel. This spell, you know?
That's true. This spell freezes enemies, yeah.
That's legit how I read it. Winter Wyvern, this spell then freezes an enemy in place.
Hellscream sends up blast. He is giving away his location.
Yule's into TP?
Yule's TP?
Nah.
That doesn't work because, you know, Yule's is not long enough for you to TP out, unfortunately.
VP. Abed. He's been caught. He's gonna get free. The damage, pretty substantial from Lays, but not enough to kill the Storm. There's Timbersaw now with the BKB up though, pretty tanky. Forces Virtus.pro back behind their tier 3 towers. And this
So spells being pressed, BKB expanded for the Timbersaw. I don't think he's too concerned though, as he's sitting at 60 armor. Am I reading that right? What the hell? He is Shiva's Timbersaw, so he will be pretty hard to kill.
pretty large. Complete opposite to the size of the map the VP has to play in. Very small. But you have Treants clearing your jungle camps on the left side. Ember Spirit Illusions pushing that bottom wave. Dire Heroes in your triangle pushing top and mid. You have very few options here. So they're trying to play out of their base towards that top lane, Wisdom Shrine area. The backstab from Lays though straight on the Saberlight. Forces the BKB Tomb. Two-man Vortex, grabs Ench. And the Timber back in. Nature's Prophet deals with the Tombstone, and Saberlight has been left stranded in the midst of battle with no backup available. Ember goes diving past tier 3. The two-man chains beautifully done to set up for nothing. They'll turn back as VP and try and catch the Timbersaw. Now with the Solar Bind and the grab on him. Lays is low, but not dead just yet. Winter's Curse used, and the blast from Fly finishes the job. Now VP, with the return of the Undying, trying to catch up to any stragglers as the Dire evacuating the area. They've got to give up.
I think Ench is fast enough. She's just going to run away. Storm wasn't quite there anymore. Have to go base and refill mana. So they win the fight, but they don't get massive payoff for their buyback expended. Sure, the Timber kill is nice, but still ages in the hands of Nature's Prophet for 2 more minutes. And he's pretty close to a full Assault Cuirass coming in. 600 gold. I guess Assault Cuirass against Drow Ranger, get some nice armor for yourself and bonus armor for your teammates so that you don't get bursted that easily. Pairing this up with the Parasma actually has pretty decent armor.
Well, makes sense. Definitely a sigh of relief from VP though, because that was getting close to game ending. If the Dire won a team fight on their doorstep, good look at this being a disaster situation, but they're given another chance. I'm playing it on the map.
Do hold on.
I mean, Fly's out there doing what he can. Grab a Wisdom Shrine and run away. No, nothing there. Just a watcher.
So far it looks like the Aegis might not come to full payoff unless they turn up the pace right now. They're grouping. Do they have a smoke? No. Yes, they do on Ench. They're just gonna move in without it. Timber building towards a Hex, trying to get more lockdown. You said it. There are very few stuns in this game, so we're gonna itemize towards them.
Nature's Prophet, right on top of Hellscream, forces a Yule's TP, which this time does work. Chains to catch him. And once again, Virtus.pro booted out of an area of the map that they were trying to set up into, and we've got the line drawn, the squiggles across the map saying cut all the way across. We've pushed ourselves into the bottom right third. We control this area. We control mid. There's only one place through process of elimination that VP can possibly be. If it's not their base, they're on this left-hand side of the map at their Ancients.
And they're being hunted right now. Chasing Fernand's in the smoke. They're sticking pretty nicely together up top. Drow with the full butterfly as well. Could do some serious damage in the next fight if she is being left alone to auto-attack. The question is, will she be able to? Actually sneaking Torm. This is a nice win to get when you are this much on the back foot. It does give away their position, of course. Mask 18 to bottom.
Yeah, just hold hands, play together. Don't get picked off. Don't get caught.
Ooh. The Hoodwink was chasing. Not too far away from getting maybe a bushwhack, which could have been quickly a Nature's Prophet TPing in.
That's the thing, right? This Nature's Prophet gets to vacuum up all of the farm, taking out neutral camps, TPing forward, pushing lanes, and then can still join the fight if need be.
Yeah, he's got the no cooldown teleport, of course, level 25, so I'm surprised he's walking anywhere right now. He's not embodying the full TP action. Game is still looking pretty challenging for the side of VP to play. They are basically at the point where one slip up, if you lose your Drow, your Storm, then you could quickly lose your base in the entire game.
But if they're allowed to get to like level 25 Storm, Drow, some of these talents kick in.
Yeah, there's potential. And Storm has the Aghanims, is building towards a Hex next item. She's completely saying, you know what, I don't need BKB. Never mind going Lincolns. I'm just going to go straight in for the offensive choice of a Hex. It takes balls to do that. I respect it. It will be a bit scary for him, though, to play the game, because there's already this Hex coming in over on the Timber, as we saw it used down bottom.
They're off the Undying. Virtus.pro scrambling to get what they can. Trying to defend inches of the map, but really just having to give up all this space. As Icy Insanity, they gain that traction again to be able to push into this mid and top lane. So you hemmed VP back in the base one more time. There's at least a minute until Aegis, though. A bit of room here for VP to make a smoke maneuver out and maybe get back into this once more.
Yeah, I mean, next Roche is going to be the complicated thing. Can they push out on the map and contest the Roche? They're going to smoke at least to try and place some vision, get a position. If they get some pickoffs right now before the Roche, those would be very, very useful, as they might secure your Roche kill.
Well, Abed just zipped over to the secret shop on the right-hand side of the map, buys his Scythe of Vice.
Got the Hex completed. So first potential is there, especially if Drow is ever closed when the Storm jumps someone, then they'll have the damage, they'll have the lockdown, anybody could die. However, we have seen pretty good team play coming out from Icy Insanity, staying pretty close to each other.
Now with an Arcane Rune Ember Spirit, 6-slotted Nature's Prophet, Timbersaw frontlining, they have got so many tools at their disposal, but they're still really heavily respecting this VP lineup with their high ground defense.
Yeah. It's super strong defense with Winter's Curse, with Blink, and, you know, you could definitely always get caught. So, better wait for Roche, get the Aegis. The smoke out, though, is well-timed by VP.
Yeah, it
They're
is.
playing for Roche potential respawn. It's
A pipe and a pancake, a smoke and a scan. They're off around the corner looking for this dire squad. No contact made, though, and we know there's 2 minutes until Roshan respawns.
Oh, Nature's Prophet, he just knocks on the high ground.
Oh.
Says anybody home, and that forces them to go and defend.
Force the hand of your enemies.
What a good play.
And now you know you have the
with,
terrain advantage. You've got the position.
Yeah, he forced them back home, and that's a smoke wasted, and very valuable smoke at that. Don't know if they have any more. They have one more, okay. Also, Wind Waker is complete on Hellscream. This could be a very impactful item if he manages to save a teammate, you know, always really good to have against the Hex on Timbersaw. You could counter that with Wind Waker, for instance.
This Nature's Prophet's going to hit 40k net worth, isn't he? Getting huge. Just farming up everything. Soaking up all the gold.
He could still get a lot stronger. The Aghanim Scepter is a pretty useful tool here, to be honest. Getting extra roots, a little bit of Disable is gonna go a long way in a game where Disable is so hard to find.
Yeah, or he could just buy Amazon.
He could, yep. I mean, you could also put the 8,000 gold towards some stocks, you know? Maybe get some SpaceX evaluation, you know?
Definitely not.
Should we have stocks in Dota? Invest
Why
early?
would you need to invest in space travel when you have global TP? He could just teleport to the moon.
It's global TP. It's not.
It doesn't
extra
tell you
global
which
TP.
global.
No, I do not buy that. It cannot be multi-global.
It also
TP. It is global.
It doesn't say global anywhere on the tooltip,
global.
Waga. The tooltip doesn't say global anywhere. It just says on the map.
Then, okay.
If I draw a map with the moon on it, he can TP there, goddammit.
Okay, you know what? Fine, I'll buy that. You make a map of the universe, you can keep it wherever you want on it. There you go.
Just TP there. He said, at any point on the map. Gonna make
Does
a nice
that mean
star
you can
chart.
TP to like fantasy realms? as
Westeros,
well?
exactly. He's gonna TP to
Holy.
Westeros.
Oh Jesus! I mean, teleport was already up there for like abilities you should pick for real life if you got one Dota ability. Now it may just have gone to the next level. If you can TP to any map, you should probably just bring a map of the real world if you go to one of those places. Else you're stuck.
You can TP.
Unless
It's
you
like
can, from memory, make a perfect version of a...
the classic time travel trope of needing copper wire because your time travel machine is screwed up. Needing to find, what was it, Ian Nasir, the guy selling copper in Mesopotamia. Gotta find him somehow. Rebuild your time
look at
machine. But
this.
we've got a big smoke here with 5 men from VP looking to contest Roche. They've scanned it. They know it's happening. And this might be their last-ditch effort to get something going in this game. They've been behind for a while. They scythe up this Stoikov Ember, but now they've got to deal with a Timber who just agonims up and runs towards them. VP is scrambling to try and disengage,
Ember's
but they've got to
doing so
catch on to
much.
Fly. The damage from this Timber Saw, too much to handle. Fly is dead, and they'll follow through onto Hellscream easily. The chase forward, not going to net them any further kills on important cores. They'll get Sableye, though. Immediately respawns.
Saberlight straight up unimportant. He does instant respawn despite not having buyback because he had the ceaseless dirge. So he comes back to life.
Just another resounding victory, though, as they get Aegis for this Nature's Prophet. They kill the Roshan, they get some kills, now pressing up the high ground.
So that was Ember without Refresher Shard, by the way.
Oh.
He has the Refresher now. Like, he was jumping around and doing so much damage. Even has the Conjurer Catalyst.
To dive in. Oh, he goes straight for it. Straight up Hex, though. Stoikov brought to half HP. Tomato gets dived by the Timber Saw.
Chain disable.
As Ember Spirit is so close to death, finally falls to the multi-shot of the Drow. And Enchantress stuck up on his high ground. Aegis of the Nature's Prophet already taken out as he hits the ground. This Drow Ranger dishing some serious damage. They've killed the Ench, and Stoikov, well, he's forced to buy back. Remnants into base, gets the catch. Oh, Tomato's getting burst down and blown up. Gone for 100 seconds. VP have no carry anymore. They bought back this Ench and Ember, and it's paid off big time. Abed's trying to jump onto this Nature's Prophet, but that's never working out. Lays, Stoikov, 4-2-3, the 3 tanky cores on the dire side. Very powerful, stand their ground and find their first lane of Barrets.
Yeah, it's just a Storm and a Coddle, but I don't think you can really kill anyone. Like you mentioned, so damn tanky on these heroes. They also have some tools to save, extra heals, healing Lotuses. He is just gonna fall. They're not calling GG, but I don't see how you hold this. Here they go, they give it an attempt.
Try and poke at Lays as best you can, but he's glimmered up and saved. As a backup of this Hoodwink, Stoikov then plays forward to harass VP back into Fountain. And no buybacks across the 3 that are dead. They'll just watch their tier 4s crumble. 4-2-3 gives it to the buildings.
Yeah, nowhere close to the buybacks of either of the cores either, and Winter Wyvern has cooldown, so it is simply not gonna happen.
Abed with another zip. Vortex onto a couple of them, trying what he can. Inevitably forced back into the Fountain as the Throne, half HP and dying, forces the GG out of Virtus.pro. Game 1. Going to this IC Insanity side. Coming through the open qualifier and upsetting Virtus.pro a little bit.
Super impressive gameplay. I was...
Very interesting. Lays on his Timber Saw again. I still don't think I can ever bet against Timber in recent times. This hero just comes out of a laning stage and runs things from minute 20 onwards. Very strong
Yeah,
stuff.
and it should be a much easier lane this time as well, worth mentioning. Like, yes, there's some strong babysitting from the support, but laning against a Spectre is a way easier lane than laning against the Drow Ranger.
Right, yeah, like settling your expectations of Axe moving to 5 is one thing. Then thinking about, okay, it's no longer an Axe off lane, which our Winter Wyvern Spectre maybe could have dealt with. It's now this Timber Saw who is untouchable. Already some smoke
he's-
movements.
He's a different beast for sure to deal with, and smoking, but looks like it's gonna be VP with the invasive move.
All the way across.
They're holding high ground though. Set is sitting here, breaking the smoke.
He knows. The good luck, have fun drops as the smoke breaks. Axe is going to see them all wandering up the staircase. You know, he's going to get brambled up. Arctic Burn slows him. The dagger clips. The decay comes in. The axe. He's going to die here. First blood is going to be handed over to Tomato.
And that was very avoidable, right? His smoke broke, and I think he noticed it because he immediately moved, but then he stuck around and didn't expect them to walk up after smoke breaking. But with a fantastic use of the Q, Hellscream showing his prowess on the Willow, lands a great Shadow Realm, or a great Bramble Mace, and yeah, sets up the kill.
Yeah, it's like, oh, Axe is thinking, I'm going to get more information here. I can see them all coming. Did not expect that full bull rush up towards him. A very good, strong showing from VP to get that first blood already and settle into this laning stage.
Yeah, as we pop up on the screen a little bit, say hi.
Hello.
Just making sure that we're still here.
AI has not taken over yet.
Little did you know.
There's two AI agent casters chatting to each other. The dead internet is in full force.
Now, I did a redeem thing on my channel where people could do an AI version of my voice, and it's so funny because the sample I gave it, I was speaking kind of slow and then fast, so it sounds so drugged up. It's like, I don't know, it sounds extremely exasperated, which I guess is pretty on point. That's me.
It just goes full force on every word.
Yeah.
Saberlight giving the decay to the Clinks.
Axe, though, coming in with the smacks onto the Willow, who doesn't have a way to get away right now.
That's so much
Tons
damage.
of damage being dealt.
Just battle hunger and right clicks. Forced to salve up while top lane Rubik dead to Tomato. And chase past the Timber Saw straight onto the Rubik. Mid lane not going so well for Abed though. 10-0 Storm, 6-0 on its Earth Spirit. I guess to be expected with this Storm versus melee kind of matchup.
Yeah, it's definitely a Storm favored one. Storm is super happy against Earth. Earth isn't so strong until he gets a few levels as well. And interestingly, he did go for 1-1-1 skill build. Normally I see the 2 points boulder smash just to get the last hits.
Saberlight on the run. Get back away. So far, Clink
Double denies.
suffering a little bit in the last hits. Undying 9 and 4. Clink sat at 6 and 0. So through this laning phase, there's been a lot of shutting people down early on, forcing them to buy a ton more regen with all this trading and harassment.
Even going for a big camp pull to keep denying the Clinks, taking away his farm. And I don't think they can really stop it. Axe is trying to, and he has a lot of HP regen, but it's not the easiest to get in there.
Fernand's up at top, yeah, continually harassed. And chased down by Tomato, who goes under tower, but can't quite finish the kill.
You see the potential, though. This full aggressive Spectre build is so much fun, by the way, to play. Shadow Step and Spectral Dagger, but no point in dispersion early on, and you have great kill potential.
Are fortified.
I really like the Shadow Step. It was a fantastic ability to add to Spectre, not having two passives, but instead being a little bit more versatile. Feels like playing PA in laning stage to a degree.
Yeah, I mean, legitimately, that point you made, right, removing passives has been such a big part of Dota becoming fun, like, again, for a lot of people in recent times. Just giving everyone a bunch of stuff you can click, spells you can cast, choices you can make, put these passive on these innates, let them have it naturally. Let the players
Have a gold down bottom.
express their skill. Undying, Lotus gobbled, zombies going. They take down the Clinks. The Tombstone was not dealt with, and now the Axe getting pummeled again, forced away from Wave. The VP with a pretty strong victory in this bottom lane. 3-0 start across the board for them. They've woken up.
Yeah, nice last hits. Nice last hits, not only the kills, but also just dominating the CS. As you mentioned earlier, the Clink's lagging behind, getting no deny. Clink's not really known for his prowess when it comes to denying last hits, but also Undying just getting so much farm for himself.
It does make sure, though, that VP, after using all these resources, are kept at bay for the next couple of seconds. But another large camp pull is going to put VP in a good spot here to drag Wave Equilibrium back until the Axe stops it in its tracks.
Oh, that's a level 2 Battle Hunger. That actually stings quite a bit. If you look maybe get the CS. Oh no, he didn't.
Oh!
Okay, he had to get that CS or he would die. So, you know, life on the line. That's when Sableye, he performs. He gets the last hit.
On the line, on the edge. It was very close. Some spooky stuff. Now 43 trying to recover, but lane being so pushed up, a little bit awkward for him. Needs the wave drag back, which Axe will recover with the small camp D-ward and large camp available.
He also tries to get the big camp pull immediately here, just taking away the creeps before Undying comes back to the lane. Good use of the time that Undying is away.
And while we've been focusing a lot on that bottom lane, seems like things are going okay for Lays in that top spot. Timbersaw, of course, untouched as his Rubik has been the primary target. But VP have got Spectre farming.
He's got 2 points in the reactive armor, so at that point, he's just not gonna be killable in this lane. Spectre's getting decent last hits, though.
I'm curious to see what happens around 6-minute rune, though, because with all this action bottom, it doesn't feel like anyone's moving to guard. Fernandes and Sir, they're down here defending this Clinks. And the Winter Wyvern arriving. He's going to turn onto 4-2-3. He's getting Decay spammed and burnt down with the Arctic damage of Fly coming in. They'll look at Fernandes and kill him off as well. Stoikov trying to recuperate something in his bottom lane with a final little bit of damage. He'll kill Sableye.
They'll get the kill, but now Stoikov is down here with no mana. He gave up the rune control for doing this. 6-minute rune went uncontested towards Abed, who has a DD rune on top of that. Really, really strong rune for him to have. And with Storm using his TP and being completely blank on resources, we see Abed drawing a line that he wants to go and contest the Wisdom.
It's going to be really tough to stop him if he makes that move.
Yep. Yeah, with the level 6 timing plus the DD rune, I think this Earth Spirit is going to be a strong force coming in towards top lane.
Not really a chance for them to get that bottom Wisdom Shrine either. You know, Axe and Clinks both stuck in the lane. Storm has headed back towards mid. At least they've got Lays and Fernandes zoning this Earth Spirit away from the straight up walk to Wisdom Shrine. But I don't...
They're not able to do much here.
No.
This is going to be a completely free Wisdom steal. And they played it beautifully. Timaro pushing in the lane so that Fly can go over there. Even the Spectre could quickly join if needed. So double Wisdom. That's a big win, even though there was no fighting. Like, this was just a really, really good event. And all this came back to that reaction down bottom by Storm.
And now a jump straight onto 4-2-3, obliterate the Clinks in that bottom spot, then jumping straight back up the top, and back to bot. Where's he going? Tomato, seeing the Axe. Maybe wants to go for another kill, but he won't find that.
I think he jumped back down bottom because he jumped top, but was next to 2 heroes under tower. If Storm joined as well, he would quickly have died there. So instead, he goes back, thinks about going through the gate, but also saw that Axe was really low HP. So he's hovering.
Pretends to go through the gate, and then goes through for real.
He leaves in the end. And his build is the Urn into Radiance, a classic build. Old Batman build.
That's a name that I've not heard in a long time. There's Axe. Been found by the 2 dire supports. Brambled up and slain down the bottom lane. Booted the Clinks out of here as well, so it looks like it's going to be another one of these free towers for VP. Eventually chip away at it, because there's no resistance here at all.
No resistance. The damage isn't the highest right now, but Fly is doing the most that this little Wyvern can, just auto-attacking away. And with the heal, they at least have plenty of time to keep auto-attacking.
I still find myself hesitating, though. Even with VP having these quite crisp moves, having a better laning stage, starting to snowball, there's still that I don't know, fear in the back of my head, thinking it's going to all fall apart and crumble beneath their feet. Because this Timbersaw still hasn't been dealt with. 0-0-0 Lays hits level 6. And he's a hero that can really pop off.
He can, and also for me, both the Undying and the Earth Spirit can be a bit of question marks as we head into the mid and late game. Spectre obviously is a very, very strong hero, but we've seen what Clinks can do as well. So I'm with you. I think this game is not clear cut. I don't think there's an obvious favorite as we go later into the game.
Well, we've got the classic 1-7 scoreline. That's about to become 8, though, as the Axe has walked into the wrong neck of the woods, found by Abed and Hellscream. So now we see Sableye just holding bottom lane, shoving. Top lane getting pressed in with the Winter Wyvern scouting aggressively, wanting to open things up for the rest of the squad, but that's just a freebie kill given to Stoikov.
Stoikov made a lot of moves top with the regen rune earlier, looking for the Spectre, poking at her, but now even staying around and getting this kill. Unfortunate for Wyvern, but at least they don't lose their Spec.
Tower is under attack.
Now the name of the game, defending objectives. You lost that bottom tower pretty early on, which puts Klinks in an okay spot to hover around his tier 2 and farm jungle. But it also means this telegraphed move from VP in towards mid lane
Is under attack.
for the mid tier 1 and tries to guard up the 10-minute rune. And then there's a spawn bottom for Abed to go and get as they herd the Storm Spirit away. And it seems like Radiant don't really have a great way of defending this objective when the Undying goes past your tower and you've got this freaking Dark Willow Wyvern chasing your Timbersaw. He's looking to clear out ancient stacks,
yoink.
but Saberlight comes in, steals a bunch of them. Gets himself like
Still
150
5 already.
gold, puts the Tombstone on high ground with the Observer Ward giving vision there as well. They'll steal everything.
He's gonna try with the Chakram. He will not get anything.
Now the Spectre
Wow.
going to jump into mid. Fernand's Rubik under tier 2 tower. He's down. Relentless now from Virtus.pro as they have awoken in game 2 to finally play aggressively.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
This is very impressive stuff and quite impactful to get that steal on the Ancients. All the hard work was done by Timbersaw, and then Undying just comes in and sweeps in for 8 last hits on the
Radiant's middle
Ancients.
tower is under attack.
Puts him second in net worth, actually, right behind his teammate, the Spectre.
Nice place to be.
And so far he hasn't bought any item. I suspect we're gonna see the Blink Dagger rush again. This is not an insanely good pipe rush game. Pipe is good against Storm, but very bad against Timbersaw, very bad against, Klinks.
Yeah.
So I think we just see him go for either Harpoon Rush or like Blink Dagger.
It looks like they're trying to activate Stoikov. Moves all the way down here. Bonks head into Saberlight, but this axe, once again, just in the open. Doesn't really seem to have a job. Can't really farm that quickly to Blink Dagger, so this level 5 axe at 12 minutes. A bit of dead weight at this point.
Yeah, let's be honest here. Previous game, I think their supports played amazing on the side of IC, but in this game, the Axe and the Rubik have been pretty useless. 0-3-0 on the Rubik, 0-4 and 1 on the Axe. I don't think any of them are having a very good game.
It's been very hard for them. They've sacrificed a lot to keep their cause alive in a very hard laning stage. They had to give VP something. And sometimes that is just the support life. And some very forward wards here from VP as well. The long wall.
Storm wants to gank Tomato.
Tons of vision has seen this coming though, so Tomato knows that the backup from the Radiant is arriving, and that means I need the turnaround with the rest of VP coming in to kill off Lays. Nearly finds Fernand's Rubik. But all that vision gave the information for VP to set up and cut that gank attempt in half.
Yeah, he tried to kill the enemy carry, but
Radiant's top
cavalry
tower
arrived.
is under attack.
Easy read by them, and that's going to be them easily swinging towards the tower as well. I can only suspect that they're going to stay there, but actually they're splitting pretty hard on the map. Undying and Winter Wyvern do not kill this tower alone.
Hellscream is stacking camps on the Radiant side for his teammates to come and farm. That's poor Fernand's Rubik. And the 4th time he's going to die.
And he has Tombstone ready on Saberlight. He could farm this using the Tombstone if he wants. He's gonna do it again. Tombstone on the high ground.
Why the hell not? He sure will. Free money. Hellscream stacked it for him.
This is some serious gold they're gaining. Game was looking pretty close earlier, but now they're starting to build a lead. And it's also awkward for a hero like Storm if you don't find more kills. You're a very action-based hero. Sure, he's found 2 kills, and I think he's playing well in this game, but the momentum is slipping away.
Yeah, they are desperate to get this Klinks to this Deso shard timing. And try and get 4-2-3 involved somehow. And previously with that Nature's Prophet, much easier for him to dip in and out of fights, farm and then fight whenever he wanted to make that choice. But so far he's been run at relentlessly. Dying
Yeah, not having the best game, but already with the Deso, he's probably going to be able to look to some setups. Even just he and Rubik could potentially threaten to bring down like Undying. So we'll see if he activates immediately or if he keeps farming for the Deso. Either way, he's 500 gold away from the Deso timing.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, maybe I want this axe to be farming jungle. get that blink dagger somehow, but he is just position 5, sit and and protect kind of guy.
Scanning.
Yeah, it's problematic too. He's only 1 point counter helix, and while the counter helix damage number looks like it doesn't scale that crazily, the more you read, oh no, he's dead.
Yeah.
There's no way out of this one.
No. That's kind of why he's here, though, right? He's a body
die.
in the way so Clinks can live.
Yeah, that's the sad reality sometimes as a support. You tank the gank. But it also feels pretty painful when he's, you know, working towards a blink dagger that would basically change how his hero functions entirely. To have to give your life away like this is not a nice feeling for him.
No, it's not. Trying to find this first move out of Inner Circle. Looking to play through Lays in his top lane. Timbersaw offers a lot of damage, but they are only going to be finding Fly up here. Jump in with a Vortex. He forces heal, and then maybe pressure into this tier 1 a little bit. They don't really have tower damage if the Clinks isn't here, though, so it's kind of hard to go for kill into tower.
It's not that fast, but they have Catapult nearby. They can push this kill. Storm and Timber is enough of a deterrent. But meanwhile, what's happening on the other side of the map? Well, not the Axe dying. That's just predictable. But look at the Roche Pit. This is a very early Roche take. And what you can do with Undying, right? The Tombstone tanks forever for you. The ulti amplifies the damage. And even Spectre is actually a fairly decent Roche taking carry with the extra damage coming in from the Desolate.
That's pretty handy.
That's a 16-minute Radiance. Not a bad timing at all.
And Aegis on the Earth Spirit, so Abed can feel pretty free to just roll in and start fights off, as he's about to finish his Kaya Sand as well, it looks like. And the
Makes
game
sense.
getting quickly
Makes
out of
sense
hand.
to give the Aegis to the guy who is looking non-stop for the fight. Spectre can always farm on the opposite side of the map and play pretty safe areas.
CL still trying to take this slow and steady. But VP have developed a 4K lead now, and they're looking for another smoke maneuver. We've seen Hellscream already just solo kill the Axe. He's definitely got a lot in the tank here as a level 9 Dark Willow to control and kill people as they nearly catch Stoikov. Couldn't quite get the catch on him.
Update on 423, by the way. He did go for that Shard first into then Deso. So he was going for Deso Rush and then Shard, but changed his mind to just get slightly faster farming. Now he has both. So now we are definitely looking towards him to speed up his impact on the game a little bit.
Yeah, we've seen Clinks, you know, kind of languish and not really have a game. I always come back. Oh, hang on. Axe is dying. Do we curse him here? Apparently we do.
Yeah.
And a roll in onto Fernand as well. Finding the bonus
kick.
kill on the Rubik to kick him back in towards the Tombstone. Easy pickings.
Meanwhile, the Spectre runs into the Storm, and Storm does not win 1v1 against Spectre, so he has to TP out.
Radiant's bottom tower
Everything is
under
coming up Millhouse right now. VP looking pretty good.
But yeah, I always come back to that. It might be nice casting it. The Skitter Clinks game where he was 0-5 in lane, and then he literally AFK farmed until minute 25, comes out with this, you know, Aghanim Scepter, Rapier, whatever, and game ends. We had that earlier on today as well, where Clinks, you know, didn't have the best time, but still able to hit his items at the right timings.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you win one fight, and the enemy base disappears, basically. So that's what we're banking on here for Inner Circle.
For sure. I do think this game might be a little bit harder or taller of an order at least.
Especially if they get a catch like this on Stoikov. Oh, it's so nice. The setup with Yules into Bramble is simple. And now Lays, this Timbersaw, he's losing his life pretty quickly here. Axe has fallen. And the dive onto tier 2 tower, chasing past the objectives to kill the Timbersaw off. Just need a little bit more burst, which Fly will oblige. Kill it off.
Oh, they're bleeding so many kills and towers being pressured. It's a really, really tough spot for them. Well, Spectre is just completely free farming away.
That's the thing. Spectre didn't even need to join.
Yeah, no, she's chilling. Press ulti and then you can go back to farming. That's mostly what he's doing right now. Clinks already in like courier sniping territory. Essentially, he's running around, not sure what to do. And you talked about the Clinks earlier, how he can have a bad game and then come back. That's pretty true. In this game, however, there is Spectre with the ulti, which can always lock onto him. And if she picks up, like, you know, later on, Abyssal Blade and a Dust or something, she can just dispose of the Clinks on her own.
Dire's turret has been killed.
He really is in career sniping mode. Clinks goes and
Yeah,
kills
it's rough, man.
Oh, it's a tough spot to be in for a courier. Maybe kill Fly off a couple more times. Take him down a notch. Abed, though, another roll into kick, puts Stoikov in a tough spot as he's silenced and stunned. He's getting chain disabled. They need a bit more damage, but can't quite kill the Storm. Tombstone down now as Saberlight got brought down, along with the Tombstone, so a bit of cash influx there for the Radiant.
They desperately needed this, and getting some fights while the Spectre ulti is on cooldown is definitely a good way to go about it. 50 seconds, she's gonna have it again. Then you have to tighten up a little bit and be more careful, as that ulti is super strong this early in the game. The Radiance is alone doing a lot of like Rubik's HP pull, for instance, at the fight. Tormentor is up. Looks like they're gonna go for it. Power of Friendship. Not the strongest Tormentor takers, but with 4 heroes, still should be easily doable.
I didn't see Hellscream there. I was trying to count the heroes. I saw 3 of them. The Dark Willow was like hidden inside the Tormentor. Shard there for Fly.
Oh, look at that. Using the Shadow Realm while the heal is on the ground actually amplifies the healing for Willow.
Clever.
Very, very nice.
Clever, clever. Now, the game is on. Aegis gets reclaimed. Abed's still going to lead the charge here as 4 VP smoke towards the enemy triangle. Waltzing through the river and straight in towards 423, who has just cleared the camps. A matter of seconds there between Clink's clearing and running, or him dying. So it looks like it's going to be Fernandes the Rubik, who tumbles over straight into the role of the Earth Spirit.
I do like that Abed always goes for the kick back, you know, he doesn't just aim to do damage, he kicks them through the Bramble Mace, latching up multiple of those. You can actually increase the DPS by kicking through multiple Brambles, they stack. And he also just repositions the enemy a lot. And speaking of him, he's only 400 gold away from having a full BKB. The illusions are going to give him a tower lasted, so it's not far away now.
There is a part of me that feels like VP is still giving a bit too much space to Inner Circle. Or maybe Inner Circle are finding these little hidey holes to farm in and accelerate themselves. As Saberlight, well, he disappears pretty quickly there, hey? But 423 feels the same burn as Timado snipes out the Clinks, and this Stoikov Storm has been disabled up, giving a double kill to the Spectre. No more space remaining. You've been closed in on, surrounded on all sides. Fernandes also found.
I can't even blame Stoikov for dying there. The Centaur stomped him into a terrorize from the Willow, so he just didn't notice that the creep had 3 units nearby, and the creeps can count. 1, 2, oh, I stun. 3 heroes, that's too many. Or 3 units even.
So the creeps can count to 3, but Valve can't.
Yeah. Funny enough, Valve made a game where a large part of the game is the neutrals counting to 3.
Just a mini game within a game. The inside jokes that Valve
5
made against themselves.
Yeah. Which creep can count to 5, Gareth? Question for you.
No idea.
It's the little satyrs that dispel you. They only dispel you if they hit you 5 times first.
Ah.
Yeah. This random information may make some of the viewers' games less tedious if they randomly dispel your clarity a lot. Here's a trick for you. Make sure the little satyrs don't hit you 5 times first.
Is that what's happened to you? You're a TA with a refraction. Ah, they can't touch me.
A lot of times. Tons of times. I mean, they don't even break clarity if you don't have refraction, Gareth. But when they use their dispel ability, that's nasty stuff. Or they remove your empower or whatever, you know.
Saberlight
Toxic.
blinks into trees.
But they see him.
pretty
They got a
close.
vision on him with the soul release.
Ah, yeah, the Essence Distiller. Fernandes keeping
Axe
that
is
vision
coming.
going, and the
Look at
Axe
the-
with a blink call is going to find a jump on this Undying. That's a couple of times in a
kill.
row now.
Decent chunk of change for killing off the core Undying like that. Of course, it does not slow down the Spectre's progression though. Also, she's going for the Ags. This will be interesting. I haven't seen this one used too much. The Aghanim Spectre gives the fear effect the first time she jumps on one of her Haunt Illusions. So 2 seconds fear with 50% movement slow. It's pretty damn good. It's essentially a disable on top of giving CDR to the ulti.
Storm has to be KP to get away from a Dark Willow. Doesn't die though. Stays to live to fight another day. So how does that Spectre Ags actually work then? So you haunt, you create illusions, and then you reality to an illusion, and then it fears people around it.
Yeah, I think for every illusion, I believe.
The first time you haunt to it?
Yeah, first time you haunt on every... or maybe it's just the first one. I don't think you can do it multiple times, because then if multiple enemies were stacked, you could just chain fear them.
But then how does the game know if it's the first one, you know?
What do you mean?
Because you can also reality to your Shadow Step ones. So if you
yeah, but it doesn't count to that one.
It's only a haunt illusion.
It specifically says haunt illusion.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not Shadow Step illusion. If you had it on your Shadow Step, it would be absurdly powerful, because then you could just non-stop jump people and fear them. But we'll see. He is about to finish it right now, so we'll see it in action pretty shortly. I'm sure he's itching to get that ulti clicked.
I mean, there's no way that you can just spam it and do it 5 times, right?
No.
It's
literally just once. But I mean, it's 20-second cooldown reduction on the haunt as well, so putting it at 2 minutes.
They found the clinks. They found 43.
The clinks.
Oh, it's so much damage. Blown up completely, and now they're on the axe as well. Tomato, this Spectre, too powerful to contend with.
It's honestly a really good tool against the Clinks or the Storm, particularly the Storm. If you ulti and jump the Storm, you can quickly fear him, preventing him from using BKB, and then if anyone is nearby to stun him, you know, you're basically a setup hero now.
They'll set up for Roche.
They're about to make short work of Roche. Again, Tombstone gets dropped.
This is much more steady and systematic from VP. Much more what we expected than the bull rush and then full flat in game 1.
Yeah, this looking dominance. I am not sure how they're going to turn the tide on this one. Clinks needs some serious damage. He does have the Aghanim Scepter. He's queued up the Hurricane Pike. I really wish he just goes Daedalus, to be honest. I feel like survivability is not going to cut it. I think this game is desperate enough that he needs damage. The only way they turn this is by Clinks evaporating some heroes, I feel.
It's got to be. Control with the Storm, jump with the axe, and then Clinks comes in as a second wave. We've got Lays getting kicked back in towards the mid lane though, as Abed, he strikes into the heart of this Radiant side. The damage from the Clinks look almost enough, but he's able to get a bit of distance as Fly, he's gonna get blown up. Lays makes that second appearance. Risky stuff from VP there, going for an aggressive move, and it does not pay off.
It's fighting when you don't have Spectre ulti. That's the problem. If they had Spectre ulti, that fight will never be lost. However, they realize that on Inner Circle, so they go and punish them.
Yeah, you would have thought I would have learnt my lesson from the Winter Wyvern tooltip. You know, reading the Spectre one would have been good.
Yeah, haunt.
Haunt illusion. Yeah. But sometimes my brain just skips over words when I'm reading.
Yep, some crucial information being missed out. There are a lot of words to be read in Dota, to be fair.
I'm busy just reading player names. That's usually enough for me.
Spectre walking under a ward, but she has Aegis, so they're not even gonna begin to dream about trying to kill her.
Don't even entertain that idea.
Nope, it's way too risky. You would definitely lose a lot of heroes, and at best, you're killing off an Aegis.
It genuinely feels like the most important thing right now for IC is the way they set up their formation. Because if they're allowed to have Timbersaw frontline and then follow up with an axe call, then Clinks damage, right? You have this layer effect where you can follow up on stuff. Then their draft and gameplay is going to look pretty good. But VP have done a tremendous job so far just cracking that, giving vision on the Storm and the Clinks, so this Undying and blinking on top of them. The Dark Willow can start with the Yules into Brambles. That's all through this vision.
4-2-3 is like watching the Spectre farm. Finally, they're gonna go on her. Maybe they can get her twice. Timber needs to get over there so that she can't jump away to Timber.
And they're trying as hard as they can. Control her up, kill her the first time. Abed has
She wants
rolled
to
over
ulti
pretty
away
quickly,
now.
and it looks like they're just going to leave the Spectre after dying once. There's the Haunt coming in towards Timber, though, near the Roche pit. Laze is forced to BKB up. Saberlight nearly gets shredded by the Whirl, but he's still up and running, and Abed goes deeper. A dive in towards 423 has kept tabs on the Clink, so now Tomato can come in with the damage.
Yeah, we're just entering Spectre territory. At this stage of the game, she is so strong. Sure, you kill her once, but the moment that the Aegis is down, they all turn tail and run, and she can hunt whoever she wants.
Super
Two
easy.
massive kills to Slinks and Timber.
Radiant's middle tower.
Super straightforward for them. Now, Tomato has free run on the map wherever he wants to go, he can farm. Abed, alongside Hellscream, find another kill.
Looking pretty damn good. Itemizing some disables as well, having the Yule Scepter on Willow. Yeah, these good catches. They also itemize towards a lot of survivability. Double Shiva's Guard coming in. One on Earth Spirit, one on the Undying. So physical survivability against the Clinks is all they are prioritized. Makes a lot of sense. I said it earlier that he's the win condition. He also did skip Hurricane Pike and go straight for the Daedalus, so, you know, the players are very much in line with my read on the game here, that this is a game where he has to just full send it.
That's a necessity.
Radiant's bottom tower has
They're going to try and smoke here and make something happen. Bypass the high ground ward that's in the Radiant base and maybe get towards one of these VP heroes in the back. Very difficult approach.
Wyvern would be a great target to go on, but he blinks to safety already. Fly can sense that something is up.
And this is a long run and chase. Tormentor has been started. Tomato and
could be
Saberlight
good.
pretty low, and they're giving up on this. Hang on a
great.
second. With the Observer Ward, Blink Call.
missed.
SC doesn't get the catch on the core, only finds Fly. Abed rolls in very aggressively under all the skeletons with Saberlight, looking to deal with Lays, and 43's dead to the Spectre. Up at the top on the high ground. Abed's BKB'd up, Shiny Golden God alongside Saberlight, trying to do what they can. Lays TPing out there, getting kicked around, but it's Tomato yet again with a double kill. Beyond Godlike Spectre, just cleaning up everybody. There's poor Fernand's Rubik's being hounded by this damn Dark Willow. Bramble catches him and Tomato can chase forward. Another little shift and Reality in gives him another kill.
Man, Hellscream has looked perfect on this Willow, playing so well. 9, 0, and 15, and lands over and over these, you know, pretty technical Bramble mazes that are without setup and so on. But man, that Blink Call missing the Spectre, that was really upsetting. She was half HP, no Aegis, standing right next to her Wyvern. He could have called both of them.
Yeah,
If he got her there, I think that could be, you know, their way back into the game.
it could have been. It's just a little bit too far away.
Yeah.
Couldn't quite get the grab, and now they're paying the price. The Timbersaw, he's being hunted down. Abed, Hellscream. Stoikov's going to come back in to try and deal with Fly. Cold Embrace will keep him alive through that barrage, and Abed does get jumped by the Axe and Clinks. Finally a situation where IC can stand on the high ground and rain Hellfire down on their opponents, even killing off Hellscream with a Storm's Remnant.
To their credit, they're doing a really good job fighting whenever Spectre ulti is on cooldown. Like, you can tell this is premeditated. They're saying, okay guys, we can finally fight. We just lost the fight to Spectre down bottom. That doesn't mean we slow down. They go, you know, guns blazing when Spectre doesn't have ulti. Now the problem is, in 15 seconds, she has ulti again. So even with her teammates dead, she's gonna be strong.
They start blasting. Hero after hero. They find Saberlight down at the gate, but I mean, he's a pretty tanky boy. This big Undying with a BKB going. And of course, there's the Spectre. Like you said, with the Haunt available, is a fearsome threat. 423, he's on the run.
She doesn't dagger him though, so he runs to safety quite easily. Ah, that's ulti on cooldown again. Pretty good. Nobody dying in a Spectre ulti. I think that's the first case that happened in the entire game. I think every other Spectre ulti has found kills.
And now we finally get to go back to the Tormentor, which was started 5 minutes ago, which led to this whole sequence of events.
And the
This
shard is
time
going
much
to go to
easier.
Saberlight. Yep. Gets the little saving tool. Now he can cast his Tombstone to save some ally heroes.
We're going to start thinking about next Roshan already. 30 seconds away from fast spawn as Stoikov is going to beat Tibby up here. And now a Vortex on Hellscream. They've left this Dark Willow out in the open. Lasers coming to back up the Storm Spirit to protect Stoikov, but Abed with the control all turned around by the axe. Stoikov zips away. Abed is dead. Storm did die in the end. 4-2-3 with trying to run back now as IC just reset. Little pokes and prods here from IC, finding openings in a game which felt kind of shut out and closed.
100%, yeah, for sure. They're finding a lot of gold. Even though he died as well, Storm has been part of a lot of these kills lately. Got the kill on the Willow there, got the Abed kill as well. So tons of gold, getting him almost all the way towards Parasma. Yeah, they're doing a great job of staying active despite the game being at a pretty negative state, right? You have a 12-0-7 Spectre who's going into late game. Normally, it's very doom and gloom, but big signs of life still coming out from IC.
Icy in their veins. Feels like they are super cool. They have not floundered or flustered, even though they've been down a tremendous amount throughout this game. As like, you know, as an open qualifier team, again, talking about being the underdog, having these expectations around VP in terms of experience and late game prowess.
Oh boy,
Trying to show it off here with the Brambles catching 4-2-3. Can't get away from the Spectre as he's all alone down in that bottom right corner.
Yeah, he jumps away, but she jumps back in. It's very hard to get away when she has the Shadow Step, using Reality multiple times to jump him, first with the ulti and then with the Shadow Step.
Using his mid lane. Limit for now. No chase from VP up that high ground.
Yeah, with Klink's
50
dead,
seconds,
I think
no Klink's though, yeah.
they definitely want to go and do some building damage, even though they don't have the best right clickers into the tower. They can still work on it. Or they can just keep farming. I mean, going late game is not bad for them. I do feel like it was an opportunity to get something done though, with 50 seconds on the Klinks. Hellscream throwing a full combo on the Storm, but there's no damage. He's just trying to bait out. I think he's trying to bait out the BKB. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna die. I'm gonna terrorize you. I'm gonna do it."
And while that's happening, yeah, Roshan's gonna bellow, let out his roar. Already at half health though. Very difficult to contest this.
This
Not already
refresher
set up
shards
for it.
is massive as well.
It looks like the line drawn there saying we're going to fight into this anyway. If you allow VP to get to your high ground, you're probably losing a lane of barracks. So I kind of like this from IC as they do get a catch on the Spectre in the mid lane. Tomato getting poked at by Stoikov. Simbasor's going to come across here and offer the damage now, but they've got Winter Wyvern to back him up. Tomato's going to be all right as he's glimmer caped. Storm zips in, forces Cold Embrace. Fly gets blown up, and then Tomato about to die. Axe, he's going to Blade Mail return a lot of that damage, but he's still going to fall. And he just going to respawn the Spectre back up now.
Got two ultis. Ulti number one.
Forward, looking for the first one on this Timbersaw. BKB Timber Chain back up to high ground. Safety not found though.
Ulti number two.
Blasted by that damage from the Spectre and looking for more. Who's the bonus kill? Is it the Rubik?
Oh, Storm?
We're not jumping.
He's fine. Big play. He almost got the Storm. He jumped over to the secret shop where Storm was, but he created enough distance and got the safety. So all in all, for Aegis and Refresher used, that's amazing for IC, right? Like,
That's a huge win.
you could not ask for a much better fight than losing only 2 heroes. Okay, as I say that,
Oh.
the Klinks, are you fine?
I don't know. I don't
looks
know. I
pretty
think
not
this
fine.
Klinks is pretty screwed over here.
Even a terrorize.
Hellscream once again setting up for glory.
Okay, so now it's not fine. It was okay, but then Klinks got found. Again, Hellscream is just on the money with his Dark Willow gameplay this game.
He's got boosted travel. He's just TPing around the map, being everywhere.
He's basically custom tailored to mess with Klinks, right? Travels to chase him, Ghost Scepter to not get hit, Yule Scepter to set up, Blink Dagger to catch him. Everything he has is just helping out catching the Klinks. Also the dust. I guess the dust is a pretty vital component there as well.
It is, yeah. Not a single wasted item slot.
Yeah.
And now VP finally getting up to high ground and doing some serious tier 3 damage. Glyph already expended. And the Storm Spirit gets out of the base looking to try and cut waves. He's going to meet Hellscream on that top lane though, and Abed is nearby. So you're losing mid lane Rax, and you also have to spend the BKB on Storm up at top.
Yeah, the Rax is just falling slowly. I'm gonna try and poke onto her, but with the Winter Wyvern behind, obviously she can be healed up very quickly.
No Rax falling though. That's Roshan's banner expended for a tier 3 tower.
Yeah. So all of the Roche boons are gone now, but Spectre is still incredibly farmed with the Bloodthorn complete. Now going for a Nullifier disassemble as well, so no Radiance, instead going for the Nullifier upgrade. Much stronger here.
It's just like this Axe with 10k net worth, Blink Blade Mail, you know, he still kind of deals with her. Just return that damage. I'm not saying on his own, but like he's a massive problem.
He's good. He's good.
Given his position in the game, given the laning stage and the net worth he's got, definitely
for being a post 5 with the bottom net worth, he is having a decent power spike. The problem is, if Spectre ultis, then he's useless, right? Because Blink Dagger gets turned off, and a support axe with no blink is essentially just useless.
Oh man, that connection onto Lays. Tomato with Sabler and Abed shred him, and they are immediately shifting gear down to bottom lane, finding a cat onto Axe, thanks to the Dark Willow yet again, setting up for Abed to pick up the killing spree, while the rest of the team, they're in the base, killing buildings.
Yeah, amazing save by Storm there, keeping his Rubik alive, using the Vortex on the illusion that would have killed the Rubik, so at least he only loses 2 of his teammates, but 2 of his teammates and I think 2 of his lanes of Rax, as it looks right now.
I mean, it looks like we're finally heading to a game 3 in this upper bracket. We've had nothing but 2 O's so far. It looks like VP finally striking back today against the open qualifier team.
The first tenacious team not to just drop and roll over. They're going to be completely fine. It looks like heading late here with Spectre is just a great spot to be in.
Oh yeah, another Roshan's banner, another lane of barracks. 40 seconds without Timber. Looks like IC just going to give up on a couple of lanes, relinquish them to VP. Now we're looking at a 22k lead, which is going to grow pretty significantly as VP take the entirety of the map. Just watching Hellscream, this Dark Willow is constantly just lurking.
He's
warding,
hunting, right?
Hunting.
Mode fucking deep undercover agent here is in the enemy side all the time, looking for where he can find the claims. He knows that if he does find a good catch, he will potentially have Spectre coming in with the ulti. 20 seconds cooldown, so...
Mode level 22, I'm the same level as your carry.
Yeah. No, he's a monster. He's straight up just very high impact this game. If I was to say like one player that had the biggest impact this game, I think it would go to Willow. Like sure, the Spectre is owning, and Earth Spirit is doing great. Everything is looking nice from everyone, honestly. But individually, I have to say it's been crazy what he's got done here in this game. And I think everyone understands their role. Like, Fly has a Blink Glimmer Aeon disc now, so this Winter Wyvern is going to be very hard to deal with. If you don't go on her, she saves someone. But if you do go on her, Aeon disc, you don't have a way to deal with it right now.
Nope. So all you can do is sit and hope. Wait for a moment to strike. Abed. And with a haunt, they found Stoikov immediately. Storm dead. 100 seconds without him. Axe will try and call Abed back behind tier 4 tower. He's going to roll away and get to safety as this Magnetize forces them all back into Fountain. Bedlam? Okay. Hellscream just jumps into Fountain. That's a little bit ballsy. Under the skeletons, he'll get blown up. Dark Willow gone.
A bit much, maybe. Maybe he's limit testing, okay? He found the limits. The enemy Fountain plus the entire enemy team, that's a limit. Unfortunately, this might cost them their momentum to push bottom. I think if he didn't dive there, they would immediately be on the high ground. Actually, Tomato says, I'm gonna go anyway. He's got the butterfly.
Wild, like a cow walking into a slaughterhouse, you know? Just go
Yeah.
straight in there.
It looked fun, okay? It promised cookies, I don't know.
He heard all the laughter. There's a tombstone. And the axe being caught. He does have buyback. I'm not sure how useful that's going to be. And the rest of the team is in serious trouble. Blaze at half health. Already forced the Aghanim Scepter up. Tombstone not dealt with. The barracks are open. Virtus.pro. Still 4 heroes alive, ready to get the mega creeps on their side. And they've got the clinks and the axe moving on to Abed. A ton of damage coming his way, but the Cold Embrace shuts it all down, counteracting the clinks DPS. Tombstone helps Tomato momentarily, saving this Spectre. She is dying pretty quickly, but breaks them free thanks to the Winter's Curse. Another Chakram, a chase forward. Tomato, Cold Embrace, not enough to buy him time to stay alive. VP have lost 2 cores now. Yes, they got that barracks down, but Mega Creep's not coming. That melee racks at bottom still standing.
Yes. Massive hold for them, and again, didn't actually cost them too many buybacks. They used buyback on Axe. I think that was the only one used in that fight.
Yeah, I think so.
Pretty damn amazing hold, I have to say. Not even sure how they managed to bring down the Spectre that easily, but the pure damage from the Timber seems to have been a big component to it. Really
I say it was all
hold.
the axe.
It was the axe.
It's all the axe.
I mean, unironically, the axe did have some impact too. His blade mill did some 600 damage. You know, he held her in place for a while, so Timber could lay in the damage. Clinks now finds himself having a BKB assembled. And with his level 25, we've seen what that can do. It's a very strong level 25 talent.
Okay, but like, realistically, what are the chances here?
Oh, 5-10%, something like that.
Okay.
Like, there's a chance they mess up. Actually, Dota Plus is agreeing with me. It's like 93% right now that Dire wins. So, yeah, between 5 and 10%. I actually think that there's...
Oh, wow. It's making some big jumps on my screen. It's going from 4 to 14.
Yeah, no, it's exaggerating a bit, I think. Pro players will tighten up a bit after this mistake. In a pub, you know, which is what Dota Plus is trained on. There's a big chance people would tilt after that failed high ground push, and it's gonna fail. But I think here is more likely, okay, guys, we got a little bit too excited, you know? Maybe Hellscream, you don't dive the enemy fountain, and the rest of us just go together and we win the game. Something like that is the comms.
Tomato's going to go back to farming. Trying to finish off a refresher orb for himself before this ensuing fight, but it seems like the fight's going to come before that happens, with a minute left till Roshan spawn and a big 5-man smoke from IC.
The combo. They have Storm with the Aghanims, Axe with Call. It's the black hole into RP, Gareth. Just the budget versions of these spells.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I just need to see heroes before they can use them.
Yeah, and smoke on both teams means you're not seeing anyone right now.
And Clinks is going to go show top. And then return to the rest of the squad in mid as VP approaching the river. Not crossing. Looking to take that DD rune before anyone else can snatch it.
Yeah, he had to take it because they put Soul Release on him. The urn was used on him, so yeah, kind of awkward to just stand and wait there. He didn't want to get jumped. Walks down, takes the rune.
And Roshan about to spawn. We'll see if this standoff leads to anything. We could have Roshan swap homes before he actually gets attempted.
It could happen. I feel like they're probably, again, close to a brawl with the Spectre having the ulti ready. They've been pretty good about getting those fights going.
It's still just crazy to me how close this game can feel when one team has dominated. You know, 19 to 44, 14k lead or more they've had through this game. I mean, hell, even just thinking about like they're on an org, right? They've got a salary, they've got wages, they're probably making a ton of money. While this is ICXL, a little tier 2 team, winning game 1, and now looking for a comeback in game 2 as they jump onto Fly. Start things off, force the Eon Disc and the Tombstone save. That's a pretty good start.
Yeah, at least Leon is gone is pretty big. Staying in the tombstone. Into Ivan, no stress to get out. Feeling comfy in this home.
Got to finish off the zombies while Roshan is being contended with. They've got the dive around the back. Axe, low HP, gonna get finished off. They turn back onto Abed and Tomato. Spectre drops to half HP, trying to find a way back into this, but Stoikov has already fallen. The Storm Spirit have to buy back on him while Lays treads through Tomato. Spectre dead with no buyback on her. Gem on the floor as the Dark Willow will return after dying herself. 43 has also slipped away to the right-hand side, escaping from Abed and Saberlight. And Lays just keeps on going with infinite damage. Flowing through this Timber Saw, Fernandez has been left alone though. Rubik on that right-hand side is stranded. Getting clapped down on as Stoikov, two-man, gets the catch and the kills! Oh, the Timber Saw shreds him. Abed trying with Magnetize now, rolling away back towards safety as Saberlight has respawned, comes back in for another go. 43 and Lays have both been blown up.
Oh,
how quickly people die.
Yeah, it's a bloodbath going on there, and they're still looking for the Storm, who doesn't have much mana. No TP
they
on
found
him as well.
He's got 400 mana.
Already.
No TP left. Yule Scepter into Brambles. Hex him up and kill him.
Oh.
5-man wipe.
And not just that, that was a dieback for Storm. He died and bought back into this fight.
6-man wipe.
6-man, yeah. Even counting the dire deaths too, Gareth. How many wipe?
11-man wipe.
Good update. No, that was absolute bloodbath going on there, and now in a good spot to clear out the game. Buyback being used by Klinks. We can see the start to this fight. Man, they did a good job locking onto the Spectre. Winter Wyvern hopped out of the tombstone, got stuck because of damage, couldn't blink over to help her team, so Winter was just very out of position here.
That's crazy how split this fight gets as well.
Push for the mega creeps coming in. Rax not gonna be defended by 2 heroes.
Nope. Double catapults with double tanky cores on the front line finish that melee barracks and finally gives VP the mega creeps.
Yeah, and Roche still alive. Actually, he's still licking his wounds from the previous engagement, so they're gonna go over and look towards getting that Aegis, Cheese, Refresh Shard, and even the Roshan's banner is pretty good for closing out the game.
This is what we've been waiting for. Tier 5 neutral items. We're finally going to get a game that lasts the distance. Because I think all the other games have been under 40 minutes so far.
We had one game that was over 40. It was like the first game of the first day, I think. 41 minutes. So like maybe.
Oh, the catch on 43. Straight in, sight device blown up, dead. 2 minutes, no clinks, gone. Out of the picture.
That was the buyback earlier, so of course they're just gonna push.
I was going to hex and lift.
Not much you can do to
for a
stop
moment.
this.
Kicked back towards the fountain as the tier 4s are falling. Saberlight and Tomato going for the buildings as Lays tries to step forward with a flamethrower. He's going to get nullified and drifted back towards his fountain, though. Stay away from us, Timbersaw. Let us kill your buildings.
A Storm is coming.
Going for the jugular. Storm has respawned. Zips in towards Fly, looking for the Wyvern, but the immediate sight device out of this Willow. Catching, controlling, killing. Stoikov's dead. Out of here. Axe has also fallen. GG's called as we head to a game 3.
Very, very impressive stuff coming out in game number 2, but still, I want to say Icy, for the draft that they had, I was impressed with how well they held on in this game. For a Kess to just go and hit one target, go to the next target, he's going to have to start with Wyvern. Otherwise, Wyvern will basically just counter him really hard. And yeah, looks challenging to me.
Well, a tough one. We'll see if they can execute, though. It's going to come down to a lot of individual skill for Inner Circle as they go up against VP in this upper bracket best of 3. We do have that safety net, of course, of the lower bracket waiting down below already with VP Prodigy, Team Bald, Rooney, Modus, and Mouse sitting and waiting for their opponents. We'll find out in this final game of the series who goes forward to face Yellow Submarine, who defeated Mouse earlier on in the day. In that upper bracket round 2 later on down the line. And VP definitely expectations around them to get through this qualifier. You know, one of the 4 slots you'd assume they are expecting to take. But we've got a lot of these upstarts. And Dota has always been that beautiful game where we have teams, players, kind of come out of nowhere and defeat the top dogs, looking for the underdog story. Fly already getting chased away and has the Winter's Curse to skip over the trees and the cliff tops to escape. But the chase is still on.
They can't catch him. You know why? He flies away. He's fine, dude.
Good one. He's fine. Flapping his wings.
Yeah, Gareth wants to punch me, but he's not in the same room as me.
Yeah, you get the dead leg knuckle punch right into your thigh there.
Exactly. This is why
I know how much you enjoy walking and jogging and sprinting and swimming. I'm just gonna shut down. I'm gonna shut down your activities for the next few days.
Hit him where it hurts.
Exactly. Some people, you know, you hit them in the wallet, you hit them in the groin, whatever it is. I know that you care more about your movement.
That's true, actually. Running is my everything. But yeah, as the start to the game is pretty close and even here. It could have been Fly dying. Fortunately, he was fine. As we have a little pause. Discord. Someone's DMing him. He has to reply. Very busy.
Well, I hope that's Discord the app and not Discord within the ranks of the team. Yeah, we want them all to be
Discord.
We're in disarray in Discord.
There's mayhem going on. Chaos. The comms.
Yeah, exactly. We just need to settle down, everybody. Stoikov's cracking jokes or something. We get into that laning stage and see how we settle in. Sableye on a Centaur. Finally seeing something that's not undying. Alongside Hellscream on this Dark Willow, a very potent lane combo that goes back a couple of years. Tons of control, lots of damage, and when you're against squishier targets, like an Enchantress or Kez, you know, level 3 comes around and times get scary.
So is it implied in a discourse that it is also like chaotic and like, because can't a discourse just be a disagreement?
Well, discourse is more just conversation, right? It's like a back and forth.
Conversation about something. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if they've got the same etymology.
Yeah.
Because it might not be it might not be the disc. It might be the ord and the ors.
Yeah. Get your orbs in order, or your orbs in order.
You get your orbs in order. Well, that you might have hit the nail on the head. It might be disorderly. Discord. They put a C in there just to make it a bit fancy.
I see Invoker not swapping to Quas when he's low HP. That's disorderly behavior right there.
Jesus Christ. It's only 30 degrees. We're going to hit 40 this week.
I just heard you say sometime you miss Lacoste, you know, you don't want to cast with me, so I figured I'd bring some Lacoste to you.
Just throw some nonsense puns in there. That's exactly what to do.
I've listened into his casts, I know. I listened to 5 minutes and I have no clue what he said for a single one of them. Just gibberish.
He's got a very good skill of hammering 2 words together and making it sound funny. Oh, Lacoste has got some talents, that's for sure.
Anyway, as we go back towards what's actually on the screen and the Dota being played, for now, Invoker getting a little bit challenged on mid lane by the Pango, 12-5 with the last hits against the 8-4. Otherwise, pretty even across the board. Undying pulling ahead a little bit in the last hits. And harassment's being traded back and forth on both lanes.
Sorry, I'm just messaging Lacoste that you made fun of him, and he's. I've given him your home address. He'll be calling around later on. Don't you worry.
No, you know, anytime you have these bad jokes, you just tell him to Lacoste, and he gives you one of these little nods, and then he giggles, you know, shit-eating grin. He enjoys them.
It's always the turn. You know, you're in a room casting with him. He never said anything. He just literally just turns and looks at you and smiles. And you're like, okay,
yeah.
what do I do? You have no actions to take.
Out of legal actions.
Yep.
Mid lane. Some illegal action, dropping the ice wall straight onto the Pangolier. Endangered species.
Ah, you get swashbuckled and crashed upon though. Stoikov has to pop the 1 charges now just to stay in the lane. So far, very good for Abed. 21-8 against the 13-5 as expected. Top lane though, Fly out in the open. And Tomado getting blasted by these decays, really stacking up the damage and allowing them to get first blood. Sunstrike.
Big damage to Sunstrike. Off the mark, unfortunately. Nice try though. Would have been a kill if it did connect.
And that bottom lane, body blocks off the blood grenade. Hellscream getting sliced by the Kez. All of a sudden, laning stage looking pretty good for the Radiant.
I think this is where their lineup shines though. I think this is where they have nice advantage. Like Kess is very strong in lane, so is the Enchantress, so is the Undying and the Hoodwink. All of these heroes are insanely strong laners, other than maybe Invoker. But Invoker amplifies the side lanes, theoretically, with the Sunstrikes. So this is definitely where I'm on board with their draft. However, as the game drags out, I do feel there's going to be a big advantage going to the Dire, especially when they start grouping together, using these big ultimates.
That's the thing, right? Level 6s are so huge for them.
Yeah, very ulti-dependent team.
Abed getting close to it. Fernand's up at top, trying to keep the D-wards going. Make sure that small camp is all locked up. And Sableye bottom, I'm trying to do some like wave dragging and manipulating this creep wave to hold the lane where they want it, but it's very challenging when the Kez and the Enchantress are just chasing you with the grapple, the gap close, the creeps.
Yeah.
Fernand's at top lane. 3 VP heroes come in to protect Tomato. And now around the tombstone, they dodge the Sunstrike and they're back in onto Laze with a Cursed Crown. No more stuns for like 10 more seconds, so the Undying is just going to walk back. But they not only get the kill on the Hoodwink, a Courier Snipe, and the protection of the Shadow Fiend all comes into play.
Yeah. And Enchantress is here now, dropping a ward behind. Could maybe set up for a kill on the SF if Tomato stays for too long. He is hovering. I think he's just dead here, no?
Yeah, they've got the Cobalt Foreman. They sprint into action with the Speed Aura very quickly, getting to that top lane, killing the SF.
And get smacked with the Goblet and the Whip. No way out of that one.
Gets a milkshake thrown at him. And VP was thinking about that mid lane as a dive on Stoikov could have emerged, but now realizing the 2 Radiant supports have arrived under dire ward. We'll see them
Stoikov
coming.
gets the deny on the rune, so no rune control for Abed. Meanwhile, he's going for this Wraith Band, extra armor builds, trying to take less damage from the harassment of the Pango.
Still sticking around here. No rune to play for, but they're going to go for a Rolling Thunder to catch up to the Hoodwink. Spend your ultis, try and get kills, but Fernand's pretty quick on his feet, just dances around. Leaves the Enchantress open, but Hellscream, well, he's been healed up by the Cold Embrace, but that opens up to a Tornado Meatball onto a couple of them. Abed swashes to low ground. Hellscream tried to deny to neutrals, but that doesn't happen. And now the chase forward with another Bushwhack Sunstrike combo set up onto Fly. Forced to use Stick and Fairy Fire to buy some time and get by his tier 1.
Almost had the kill as well. Had the Acorn shot, but doesn't keep chasing for it, even though there was the Enchantress creep. And creep is gonna give him 1 slap. Beautiful juke shoes, though, avoiding that Pango ulti. So first Pango ulti not really paying off at all. 1 for 1 on the Wisdom. We do not have any steal this time, no theft.
I mean, honestly, taking so much of the heat off of this Kez as well. I thought this Dark Willow Centaur lane would hit level 3 or 4 and just start bullying people. But the movement, again, the movement from Inner Circle this series has been pretty damn good to alleviate pressure from some areas of the map and then apply it to others. Okay, this leaves Stoikov in an awkward position mid lane, but apparently invisibility is invulnerability. There's no reveal from the Dire, so he just ghost walks, then turns back to deal with Fly. Fernand's is going to lay in the right clicks. Stoikov comes out with the Ghost Walk now. Cold Snap into Cold Embrace. The tower just keeps hitting him though.
The Willow is here.
Oh, he's got backup going in. Stoikov now gets turned on by Abed and Hellscream, finishing the job on the Invoker. So Fly's very thankful that he'll die for a greater good.
Yeah, if the Stampede was a little bit earlier, I think he could have lived as well. So maybe he will yell at his offlaner for being asleep at the wheel. But ultimately, very, very worth it for them. They get the kill on the Invoker, they get out. Well, some of them get out. And with the haste rune now on the Abed Pango as well, with ulti available, he can definitely look towards making a play on side lanes.
Straight back into mid. Hasted Pango. Quickly onto the Squirrel. I don't... Oh, Saberlight. Getting meatballed and sliced down. Kez catches up to him. Abed thought about the Rolling Thunder, but didn't have anyone nearby to play with.
Yeah, good move by Stoikov on his Invoker going over there. A lot of Invokers would probably just have gone back mid or fallen into jungle. Instead, he sees that the Centaur is cutting creep wave and farming in a very, very dangerous spot. So he just goes over there, throws a combo, calls the Kess over, and he finishes the job.
Sunstrike Bushwhack. It's a fair amount of damage. Not enough to kill Abed this time, though.
Yeah, not a kill, but at least they try to hold on to their mid tower. And he's so low on the Pango that they're not even gonna bother trying to heal him up. He's beyond repair. Send him back to the fountain.
So
All the
far,
while-
very good for Inner Circle. Top net worth, Undying, then Kez.
Yeah, very strong farm for Lace. His CS is fantastic at 73 right now, super early. Been spamming with the Soul Ring. Going for an early Lotus Orb in this game. I don't mind that at all. Get some armor increase.
He's going to meet some firm resistance, though. Places
Yeah,
the
pretty
tombstone,
much.
pops the ulti. And he's going to die eventually to this Arctic Burn. Sunstrike thrown in, but off the mark. Got a Cold Embrace and a Shadow Realm to keep Hellscream topped up.
Tower is under attack.
That's a pretty nice combination. I think it amplifies the healing even, since...
What? The combination of you cursing the Undying and him walking into the middle of 3 heroes. Oh, he's doing great. He's got 70 last hits and he's dead.
Not that, the Cold Embrace and the Shadow Realm. So, since you go into the Pixie Dust 100% increase in your health and mana regen, the Cold Embrace is regeneration.
How do you do it though? Because can you target people in Shadow Realm now?
There's a little bit of a lingering, or like Invis time. Like there's a fade time.
Like the
when you
fade
press
time,
it.
right? Gotcha.
Yeah, you can't target Ingles. They actually said that you could. You couldn't. And then instead of fixing and making it so you could, they just made it so that you can't. My girlfriend, who is a Willow spammer, will never forgive Valve for pretending that you could target Willow in Shadow Realm, and then you couldn't, and then they made it so that you absolutely can't. That's...
Yeah, because you couldn't even click like when you're casting, you can't even click.
Can't even select her, yeah.
Couldn't even select Willow to see what items she had. That's how off the map she was in Shadow Realm.
Yeah, it was quite irritating. At least now I think we can still select her when she's in Shadow Realm as casters, right? I think.
Yeah, I think so now.
Yeah.
I believe so.
They fixed that. Well, look at that. Quality of life for us casters.
Hell yeah. They need to bring back the smokes in the shop though.
Is that gone?
And also knowing whose gems is whose. They used to have a little marker saying this gem was bought by this guy. That's also gone.
Yeah.
That's very annoying. Meteor Hammer gonna get dropped on Abed, and then a Chaos Meteor for good measure. 200 health remaining, not dead, but
Ooh,
the Sharpshooter
the hop
flies
design.
in, gets tanked up by Hellscream.
That's
Sunstrike
right.
onto Abed as well. Hello, and then goodbye. Kez is going to come in to try and deal with the rest of them lurking and straggling, but looks like VP will escape with the rest. The tower not so
circle,
lucky
man.
though.
They're playing with like urgency. Very, very nice moves by them coming in. This does give a bit of space on the side lane, so they need to address the Centaur before he gets too out of hands, I think. For now, he has the Crimson Guard, which already is mitigating a ton of Kess's damage.
Radiant's top tower is under
Tomato
attack.
hasn't really felt comfortable up here. He has to TP home. Sunstrike and Tombstone got used to scout him, but the SF has dipped back to jungle.
Radiant
Good
While the
TP spot.
Enchantress holds onto the top jungle as well.
Stays out of the vision, gets to safety.
Mask of Madness SF.
Yeah, it's the classic right-click build coming in. Hyper DPS with the right clicks. One good way to deal with the Undying, but look at Invoker. Stoikov is on the hunt. He's getting some moves in.
You can just solo kill SF here, can he?
I think so. I think he kills him alone.
Cold Snap, Tornado. Hoodwink, sod off. This is my solo kill. I don't even
what
need
the hell?
you.
Hoodwink.
Stealing the spirit of gold away from Invoker. Stoikov, problematic now.
He stays
This
to
is-
farm the creep wave, Gareth.
This is all because the Hoodwink came. I'm telling you.
It is. If Hoodwink wasn't there, 100% Invoker would run away after getting a solo kill, right? But because Hoodwink was there, false sense of security. Oh, I can farm a creep wave right outside the enemy
Yeah.
base.
Oh, yeah.
Enemy tier 2.
Unironically.
Yeah. It's at least he got the kill on the SF, you know? Hoodwink could have stolen that kill too. And he should thank Hoodwink for her contributions.
Man, I just had a really different read on how this game was going to come out at the laning stage. I thought this would be VP leading and looking
Yeah.
pretty strong. They do get a tower bottom, and they're trying to play through Saberlight with his Crimson Guard now. So far, it's again in a circle, making all the moves.
I think the lanes have gone maybe a little bit better than I expected, but I mean, that, like I said, that is the one part where Inner Circle look really good. What's impressed me is their moves out of the laning stage and how they have connected on the mid lane, moving towards top and getting that kill on the SF. Like, they've made really good rotations.
It's been very crisp.
Oh,
VP off that
Stoikov.
objective take bottom though, going to take control of the jungle now.
Stoikov just got some very efficient ancient clearing there. It's, you know, sometimes you look at someone farming like ancient stacks and big camps and you're like, this is taking a while, but very clean.
Well, the Swash is on cooldown. Boy, Quelling's the tree.
Yeah, good reflexes.
And Sunstrike misses. Well done by Abed to break free of that.
Abed's too wise. Not gonna get chain disabled that easily.
That's what happens when you rely on a hoodwink. Stoikov upset with a squirrel again. That was well done by Abed to get out of that. What is the move from VP?
Pretty far in. Uh-oh. There's something
jump in
Willow
from
and the
Sableye.
center.
We get his blink reveal. Over on the Enchantress to try and blow her up, but she's healing. Raindrops, one charges. Nature's Attendant, still at half health. Hang on a second. Abed is needed to finish the job as they bring 4 heroes to kill an Ench.
Yeah, that's just Ench things. I mean, it's fair. She does, after all, have 1,000 HP. Makes sense that she takes forever to kill.
And VP have got
Blink
to
dagger
quickly,
on the scent. Thinking about going on the Invoker on mid.
quickly trying to get something more, right? You kill an Ench, you spend all that time. There's no objective bottom to take, so you're thinking about, okay, tier 1 mid, we've got to get that.
Is under attack.
Just trying to find ways to take the heat off of SF, give Tomato a bit of free time. But it's just not comfortable at all. Like, Undying and Hoodwink is sitting in that top lane, just bullying Shadowfiend away. Can't see the lane, has to sit jungle.
For sure. Kess hitting a very big power spike now. Got the Mage Slayer and the Deso complete. So at 9,000 net worth, he has hit a super strong spike. Could be looking to take some big fights now. Only problem is that Crimson Guard on Centaur still mitigates a ton of it. Minus armor helps with that though.
Old Bambi just going to go through the gate and follow the Kez up to top. I haven't seen anyone up here. It's a matter of setting up and maybe hoping someone comes to defend this tower.
Yeah, instead it's going to be mid lane. The Centaur's showing himself. They're trying to catch. Easy
Good
blink.
And VP just a little caught on the wrong side of the map, though, it feels like. Protecting the SF and farming, sure. But you have to do something to remedy this soft, easy push just coming into your tier 2 top lane. There's no commitment here from the Radiant, just putting a Croaker, a Kez up at the front lines, hitting objective.
Tower's falling. Need to do something.
They've got to make the jump, and there it is to start it off. Saberlight with the Rolling Thunder, Terrorize. They've caught 423. Can they get him out of here? The damage comes quickly. 423's dead. Pango clears him out, and he's looking for Lays now in the back lines. This Undying on the run. Hellscream sees the Enchantress, but decides that this Undying is much more of a meaty target to come and get. Sunstrike chucked in there, and a Winter's Curse for good measure. SE gets held in place momentarily. Invoker Sunstrike not on a target that was killable. As the Radiant lose 3 heroes, Tomato picks up a double, and that defense looked very easy for VP.
Yeah, and you know why? I'm going to give you my pro player experience here. They picked big ultis, and then they pressed some of those big ultis. They didn't even need to press all of them. They just have a team fight draft, and if you show up for a team fight, you're gonna get rocked by this dire team. So it's
Wagga.
on Radiant to keep playing cat and mouse, you know? Need to split up a little.
Abed. Oh, it's getting sniped in the mid lane. He's gonna be the mouse
Yeah.
that gets out of the trap into the hole in the wall. Off he goes, hides in the forest, and might look for a little bite back here as Fernand and Stoikov drop a little low. Hellscream on the run back. Fernand's
What
nearly
is going
finding
on
Abed on the way back in. Very tight here, but it looks like the runaway and TV home
Sunstrike?
successful, regardless of what happens.
He sees the Pango, try a Sunstrike.
Oh, they're bodyguarding him. Stay with me. But I'm going to do you one better.
Try.
In my high-level analysis,
Oh
it's
no, he's
because...
dying. Invoker.
Was he caught by? Caught by the Centaur? Brambles miss?
Ooh.
Oh, the Shadow Realm hit.
Is under attack.
No way.
Dire's
Well done by Hellscream. This Dark Willow paying off big time. Essence Distiller, long range snipe. Very well
Beautiful.
done.
Beautiful.
I'm going to do you
catch
one
right there.
better on that top lane defense, though.
Yeah, go.
I agree with you. Dire Team have big ultis. They have picked team fight spells. But also, Dire Team have stun. Dire Team buy Blink Dagger. Dire Team Centaur stun. They start fight, then fight end.
Me stun, me pro player.
Radiant's team have no stun.
No stun, bad. Not pro.
Caveman Dota. Very fun when got stun.
It's always interesting. I mean, it's very easy to be on the side of, you know, having stuns is better than not having stuns. The idea typically is that you don't have stuns because you got something else, right? So there has to be an argument for why you drafted a no stun lineup. There's some compensation. And sometimes,
Just when
very
everything's
rarely, the low stun or no stun team can be a fantastic draft. But you typically want to sprinkle in a little bit of disable. It's always nice.
There's so much rest on the shoulders of the Hoodwink here. And to be fair, Fernandez has had a tremendous time finding catches, helping the Sunstrike to line up and get some kills. It just feels like sometimes that's not enough. Especially when you're excelling, like you said, right? The cat and mouse. Poking, hiding, finding individual targets across the map. When you are in a, you know, rams clashing horns, 5v5, just bashing into each other, this Hoodwink, doesn't get to play the game.
That's true. Yeah, Hoodwink does very well at the sort of job that we saw Hellscream do on his Dark Willow previous game. Just hunting someone, sitting in a tree line, this pick-off Dota style. Incredibly impressive. But I do feel like Willow completely has Hoodwink beat when it comes to the straight-up team fights. That's where Willow really shines. The big AoE denial of either the ulti or the Bramble Maze. And then you have more disables on top of that.
Tommy time.
Pretty easy
gathered.
with Crimson Guard. Look at them taking no damage at all.
Very nice. A smoke from Inner Circle and a scan. Trying to get themselves in position as Laze leads out. Blink Undying, ready to jump if he sees a go.
Looking.
Dangerous. The first point of contact here. Fly getting battered down, forced to jump away with a Stampede helping. Dodges Sharpshooter, and then Enchantress is the one to die. And now what? You don't have your Kez here, so I feel like Radiant just have to turn and run.
Yeah, he is showing himself on mid lane, so I'm almost a little bit surprised to see that they're all backing out on the side of Dire, but they're pretty happy with what they got. They got the Tormentor.
Are they going to go Roche?
Dire's middle tower.
Undying was like spam-pinging Roshan.
Yeah,
Maybe
I mean, they
thinking
want to.
about it.
Both teams are currently very capable of taking Roche. There's great vision for Radiant to initiate Roche right now. 4-2-3 is gonna give a little poke to Sableye, I think. Might be more than a poke if he keeps going here. Sableye running out.
Not going to land the Echo
Fine,
Slash.
I think.
Still going to grapple forward. Quite a lot of damage starts to stack up on him. No Stampede, no escape abilities, so this Centaur actually just gets shredded.
Okay, you don't really need stuns if your opponent just runs really far forward and then just kind of goes down. But yeah, you see the minus armor there. Still pretty low armor on the Centaur, only sitting at 10 armor. Deso does a good job lowering that and getting through it.
And then right into Roshan. EP smoking and trying to set up for a defense of this.
There is Pango and there is like Winter Wyvern. This is not free.
Rolling Thunder. Winter's Curse being held for now. Abed goes straight into the pit. Hellstream following up here with the Brambles. The damage onto Lay's looking good, but no kill threat just yet. In comes 4-2-3, immediately brambled up as Fly gets finished off by Stoikov. This amplified damage Kez with the Echo Slash stuck up on high ground though, stranded without the rest of his team. He thought he was bold and confident going for kills, but instead falls flat on his face, kicked out of the nest. Sunstrike's not going to land on anyone either, so now we're looking at VP being the ones with a man advantage and heading towards the pit themselves.
Yeah, thinking about going in, but they're being watched from the high ground. There are creeps coming in, Forge Spirits, dominated creeps from Enchantress. Roche is very, very low and Kez still dead for 20. I think they just need to go for it. Just ship it. What's the worst thing that can happen? You get bushwhacked?
You get EMP, tornadoed, bushwhacked. Saberlight loses half his mana pool, but the Enchantress loses entirety of her HP pool.
And look how fast it dies. Like, SF damage is good. Pango isn't even hitting it. Even so, they kill it.
And they've also got a Blink Stomp catch. Centaur is straight up to the high ground onto Phonans, forcing reaction out of Lays as well. VP charging up the staircase, breaking down the walls of this radiant size formation. And 43's coming here to try and find something, but there's nothing to recuperate or recover. It's just annihilation from Virtus.pro.
Is under attack.
Yeah, it feels like it's pretty predictable that these big fights, as long as a lot of heroes show up, it is just going to be so much easier for Dire. Radiant need to, and I was trying to say this earlier, they need to split the map. They have to play that Invoker game of cutting the creep waves, run around in the Ghost Walk, but we're not seeing a whole lot of that. And I desperately think that they need Aghanims and BKB on Kess. Without that, he won't be able to do anything in these team fights. Like, he had a fantastic start, but look at his score. He's 1, 2, and 2.
Right now, VP, they're just engaged in total warfare, right? They've got the logistics, they've got all the supply lines set up, they've got the big cannons and the turrets at the front, they've got the artillery line set up. You've got to do some serious guerrilla warfare here as the Radiant just try and juke around, dive into tree lines, hide where you can. Because if you get hit by one of these howitzers, you are screwed.
Yeah, it's looking like they just need to get in and sort of...
Kez is getting soloed by this freaking Dark Willow, man. He's going to turn with the help of the Sunstrike to get the kill, but now he just set up by the Winter's Curse and the Rolling Thunder to get finished off. 43 grapples the trees, but Saberlight is there, ready and waiting. Blink Stomp clears her out. Kez gone for 50 seconds.
Yeah, big kill in the end, so sure, maybe you brought down Hellscream, but he still did the same job that we saw him so good at doing in the previous game where he played Willow. Just looking for the catch, looking for the setup. Heart of Tarrasque on Saberlight, by the way. Blink Crimson Heart. He is a big man and a big horse. Like 75% of a big man, 75% of a big horse.
Oh, he's large. Wait, Heart is such a dank meme item as well. I feel like there's so few games where it's like, oh, I'm gonna go Heart. It's a good item. When you're ahead, it is a statement.
Yeah, I mean, it's very good at this specific combination of Crimson Guard, right? 2% of your max health goes to damage block with Crimson Guard, so buying the thing that gives you the most HP increase is pretty good. It's a Centaur special, and all your abilities getting amplified by your strength, pretty much.
SF helped out by Saberlight. This Undying dead for 50 seconds. And what can you do? The Undying doesn't want to be out there split pushing and stuff, right? This Poster Undying wants to be hitting people and fighting.
I'll tell you what you can do. What you can do is not draft this bullshit. Now, the 5 heroes, I feel, really depend on them destroying the early game and then running away with momentum. And again, we're 26 minutes in, 8k lead. This feels very similar to the game with the Spectre.
It sure does. When Stoikov just sent his courier into the middle of 4 VP heroes who just killed a tier 1 tower. I lost track of where his Octarine courier was. He's going to be missing out on a few components. He wouldn't
Stoikov doesn't want excuses from his courier. He wants results.
Yep. I don't care if there are 4 VP heroes. They should have delivered my items anyway. Quick and simple one over the Enchantress now. This time around, not relying on right clicks, just going for that raw magic damage, spell damage.
And things are going from bad to worse very rapidly. The mid tier 2 tower is gone, top tier 1 tower is gone, and fortunately the Invoker is cutting the next wave top, so they're not going to be able to go straight for the tier 2. They're pinging it, but you need creeps for that.
This is where that systematic domino effect comes into play. You know, VP, this is what we expect from them, to close out the map, to know what the next move in the process is, right? Follow that Bulba algorithm. Go for these tier 2 towers. Think about next Roshan. Consider how, you know, in maybe 10 minutes time, we're going high ground and finishing the game. But right here, right now, it's all about stopping the split push, catching these straggler heroes, making sure that IC are being punished for every step they make on the map.
Exactly. And there are a lot of plays. They're trying to go for the wisdom play right now. Both the Hoodwink and the Kess together. So they could pose a threat to kill someone. They scan out the Dark Willow being here. Instead, they're gonna just leave. They are quite scared. Rightfully so, but if you're just sitting around, you're not getting much progress towards your BKB. Look at Kess. He's spent like 30 seconds already just sitting and watching a tree. Like, you need this BKB now. ASAP.
Yeah. Also, trees don't bleed if you're watching them. You need more blood on your Desolator. You need more stacks and charges. Oh, look at that. I'm dying. Oh, just disappear.
Yeah, no, ripped apart by the Shadow Fiend, who's level 20 now. Necromastery soul count is increased, so the damage is going absolutely crazy with the Silver Edge. Also has 4,000 gold. The scary SF.
That Silver Edge, always very good against werewolves, vampires, and I'm sure undead creepy crawlies as well.
And Bambi.
I was just thinking, like, lore-wise, right? Historically,
Yeah.
Silver has been a... Is it Silver?
Oh, you're thinking... You're leaning that way, yeah.
Yeah.
Just the magic bullets.
A magic bullet, yeah. I mean, Silver is a tool against the beasties. Well, you're thinking in Bambi, the farmer had silver shotgun pellets to kill Bambi's mother, hey?
Yeah, you were thinking about that. I was thinking how, like, the hunters must have had Silver Edge against Bambi's mom, because otherwise, you know, they would just be standing there trying to shoot her, but, dude, they knocked her down pretty fast.
Yeah, Bambi's mother was a goddess, an ethereal being. Gaia,
Is that
Mother
canon?
Nature. I have no idea. I'm just making shit up as I usually do, you know? Mouth
Countered
open,
by Silver Edge.
brain turn off, mouth open, word come out. That's what play casters do.
We're on to the Heart Centaur. Can he bleed?
He's taken some damage, but you've
Kind of?
spent all of your spells, and now you are on the enemy
You're
side of the
Invoker.
map, being rolled on by a Pangolier, and Sableye, he's just like, cool, bing bong,
Hey,
I guess.
Bing bong, I guess, homies. Yeah, he lost half his HP pool, so if he didn't have Heart, Bracer, or Magic Stick, then he would have died there.
Yeah,
But he does have those things.
he does. So he didn't.
So yeah. So here we are. He didn't die.
It must be so demoralizing as well. Like, you start a fight, you take someone to half HP, and then he goes into fog, and then 2 seconds later, he's full again, and you're like, oh, okay.
Immediate.
Yeah.
It's funny how that used to be one of the most broken things in like old Dota 1. Heart was like, oh, it's this insane item, all this regen power. And nowadays it's like, yeah, Heart is, you know, it's kind of playable.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there are much more powerful things.
It turns me into a Slark. What more could you want? VP with a 14k lead, getting to be insurmountable.
Kess is going to have
Icy.
to do some serious stance dancing to win this one. The
Yep.
only way they win, Gareth, I'm going to call it now, is by Kess going absolutely off the chain here with some combinations. And, you know, I'm with you, 4-2-3. Let's see it. Let's see the big moves.
Well, we won't see the hoodwink much longer, it looks like. Kez getting rooted and brambled, and a stampede to get Hellscream some distance. Some daggers
so
and
far.
spells thrown in with a grapple forward. They've got a gap close and
Nice.
catch onto Hellscream to make the damn Willow bleed. But now, 4-2-3, what do you do? BKB TP? Yeah.
Yeah. The beast is out.
And you've left your Invoker alone. Oh god, Stoikov.
Your Invoker against a Gem Centaur who will soon have Blink.
Oh, this is big problems. Oh, he's
They saw
juking.
him.
He's gone right, but he's been spotted. There's the jump back in from Abed. Saberlight follows layer after layer. Gets another kill on Stoikov.
And he's up to quite a few Necromastery charges as well. 29. Hitting for a casual 400 a pop. The SF is going for a Daedalus next, so he wants it to be even less hits to kill people.
Jeez. Big boy.
Oh no. SF. He's coming for Roche. Roche, please, hide.
There's no hiding. The Swagger Fiend has arrived. Well, I think you're spot on. They need like skill expression, right? From this Kez, this Invoker. They have a lot of buttons to press, but they've got to press them in the exact right order several times to have a chance at winning these fights.
That's why we often see heroes that are so complicated, like Kessa and Invoker. They usually need simple stuff on their team to function. Think about it, a Chronosphere with the Invoker. Ah, yes, make it easy to dump my spells. And Kessa's kind of similar.
He just wants a stun to play with. Well, Abed is Invis, and I don't know if they had any reveal, so he just walks away. Well, they had a dust on the Enchantress, but she wasn't close enough.
Yeah, he got out of that without being dusted.
They're still playing forward, but Hellscream blinks away. Just a quick little self-yules and blink back. Safety for him while this Kez is being rolled upon, but Abed crashes into the side of the staircase. The banister holds him back. And that's going to allow Inner Circle to reset.
Yeah, the Centaur is a major problem now with Aghanim Scepter as well. So if you ever thought that you can burst the SF, you know, through the ages and kill him twice, then yeah, now you need to basically do it 3 times because he's going to get picked up by the workhorse ability.
People in chat questioning your 75% man, 75% horse.
He is.
He's got 5,000 HP. He's got...
Yeah.
Is this the heart of a man or the heart of a horse? Who knows?
He's easily at least 75% of both.
He's so
you
large.
look at that and tell me that he's not at least like 70, maybe 80% of a horse. Like the major components are there, man.
And then the other 85% is all man.
Yeah, all man. He's half man, half horse, say some, but I say he's 75%. That's a great song, though.
All I've got in my head is Gillette, the best a man can get. Can you imagine how many Gillette razors you'd need to shave a Centaur, though?
God damn, he
He's
must go through a lot of
75%
those.
horse, you're gonna shave it.
With one little razor? I
With
mean,
one-
okay, that's some
Awesome.
meticulous work.
Should get some sponsorship from Gillette just for that. Brand it all up. Oh, hello.
They're on him now.
Captain
They're gonna
Sableye.
try.
They're trying again on the Centaur, but he's too much horse to handle. Too much man-to-man handle. He's too difficult to break down, while Stoikov looks pretty easy. They've carted up the Wyvern, they've killed off the Invoker, and Inner Circle scrambling to try and escape because they're chased from the Shadow Fiend. They might find an Enchantress, might find a Kez. Sableye doesn't quite see him. 43 BKBs, TPs. So instead, it's just going to be the Enchantress who dies.
The half man, half horse is better than the half Bambi. She just dies.
Well, horses are better
Anyway,
than
did
deer.
you-
That's why we domesticated them.
Did you see what happened in initiation there? I didn't really want to talk about it too much because it's very sad. Oh, hold up. Flying onto the Pango, but Kez, what are you doing, buddy?
Kez is in the middle of danger, danger, danger. He's going to try and spin, and Lifesteal dips back into the tree line, but they've got a carted up Abed Pango swashbuckling from within the wheels. And he's just about going to get finished off by Tomato as well.
Yeah, it's looking grim. They do have buybacks, fortunately, but they're also 20,000 gold behind without using the buybacks, so things are looking more than desperate. I was gonna point out how their initiation on the Centaur was fucked up by them cutting their own tree using the Echo Slash of Kess.
Oh, no.
So, you know, the Bushwhack and the Echo Slash are not the best of friends. I've been there many times where I have a Hoodwink in my team, and I'm like, how do I guess I just don't slash. It's very hard to not break the tree.
Another little cart cold embrace on Tomato.
Actually,
So
save the
many
mana pool
saves.
of the SF there. Being in a cart, you cannot get mana burn.
That's great. And straight on to tier 3. Sunstrike tickles Sableye at this point. I'm going to glyph this up, but Blaze gets jumped immediately, blown up by Abed and Sableye. Finding Stoikov on the back line as well, stampeding forward to try and deal with the Invoker. They've got reveal, they see him through it with a right click from Tomato. They've got enough to do the
Last
job.
buyback.
Down goes Enchantress. Double buyback now as Kez and the Invoker trying to return to deal damage to Sableye, but this Heart Centaur is too much. He's finally going to get taken down by the Kez in the end. They've spent so much to hold on to this base, and they're still going to lose multiple heroes in the ensuing fight as Abed takes down Blaze with Hellscream, and VP
watch
can
the
just
SF,
soft
watch the
reset
SF.
to wait and look to see what happens next.
Okay, very nice that they don't chase there. If they chased, SF with the Silver Edge would have punished them for sure. He's standing under a Ward Sentry combo right now, but having Aegis and Satanic and BKB, he is no danger at all. Massive fight for them, even though they fended off the initial aggression there. 3 buybacks spent
Just what I
means
was
that they
waiting
smell
for.
blood in the water right now. VP, they want more. It's also problematic that the Pango is starting to get pretty tanky now. We talk about how high HP the Centaur has, but with the armor difference, I think Pango might be even tankier. He has 40 armor, and then of course the barrier coming in from Shield Crash and him rolling around, and the
crazy.
attack speed reduction of the Shiva.
Oh, they're trying something here with a backstab on Tomato. Rolling Thunder and the help of the Winter Wyvern, though, is going to protect him. The BKB's up for SF, so we can kill off the Enchantress. Immediate D-Ward and a catch on the Hoodwink. Shuts down any answer. No recourse available for Inner Circle as they get shut down again. And now they've got, what, 3 heroes alive against the 4 of VP. They feel that win condition is in their hands now as they'll push high ground again.
I really like this Hellscream build, by the way. He went the same item build as last game. The Blink, Yules, Ghost Scepter, and Travels on Dark Willow. Looks so amazing. Like he has all the utility he needs.
It makes him feel invulnerable.
It straight up does, yeah. He's kind of just walking away from most engagements.
Oh, look at him. Just jumps into base.
He's in.
Finds a little catch on the Kez, forces some spells, elicits a reaction. Now Saberlight can, with his eyes open, see the Undying to just jump, kill, force the BKB, and that's a dead Undying for 70 seconds.
Yeah, and pressure is still on. You have no Undying, you have no front line, and soon you won't have any racks.
Oh, the jump is just so strong. Just look at that. Blow up Stoikov, dead without buyback. Kez knows that he's got nothing left to back him up, so it's all on 4-2-3. The trouble being Tomato's too powerful. Beyond Godlike Shadow Fiend leads to the GG. A little anticlimactic considering the rest of the series, but VP really switched it on for game 3.
Did you see that last fight for Kess? I told you he won't be able to hit anyone. He jumps in on the SF, who just walks away. He then goes to Winter Wyvern, who freezes